Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fenway Park. Game 6 of the American League Championship Series, and the Red Sox with an opportunity to clinch their 13th pennant. They lead 3-2, and they send Clay Buchholz to the mound on a beautiful night for baseball. Temperature was in the 60s most of the day. Comfortable, no threat of rain tonight. Buchholz, who started in Game 2 and had a no decision, even though he struggled, will oppose Max Scherzer, who pitched so brilliantly in Game 2 with 13 strikeouts but got a no decision. The Red Sox hitting .242 in this series, but with a 3.16 ERA and averaging 4.4 runs for the postseason, most in baseball. They also lead in stolen bases with 11, 8 more than any other team in this postseason. The Red Sox and the Tigers, one of 3 teams left. The winner of this series will meet the Cardinals starting in the American League City Wednesday night in the World Series. Let's take a 10-second break on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And big kick in the pitch. This is Mike Stanton. After the game, join us on MLB Network Radio. We'll break it all down and take your calls on XM 89.
And he struck him out with a changeup.
Lineups next on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
To win a championship, you need power. Your New England Kubota dealers now have the Kubota Too Great to Wait Power Sale going on now. Super low rate financing on the full Kubota lineup. Whatever the outdoor job, Kubota covers all the bases. In New Hampshire, get your Kubota equipment at MB Tractor in Plastow, Conway, and Tilton, or Chapel Tractor in Milford. In Vermont, visit Giddings in Pittsford.
Joe Castiglione, Dave O'Brien, and Lou Merloni joining us for the broadcast tonight as the Red Sox hope to wrap up the pennant in Game 6 of the American League Championship Series. Lineups brought to you by D'Angelo's. Wake up your taste buds. Try D'Angelo's new spicy Hawaiian sandwich. It's got grilled chicken or steak, jalapenos, pineapple, and melted cheese. Think with your stomach. Go to D'Angelo. Torrey Hunter leading off in right field. Batting second is Miguel Cabrera. Prince Fielder hitting third at first base. Victor Martinez in the cleanup spot, the DH. Johnny Peralta in left field, and Alex Avila is catching despite the knee injury. He's batting sixth. Omar Infante hitting seventh at second base. Austin Jackson bats eighth in center field, and Jose Iglesias at shortstop is batting ninth with Max Scherzer pitching. 21-3 in the regular season. In the postseason, 3 games, 2 starts, 2-0 with a 2.25 ERA. And he had a no decision after the bullpen blew it for him in Game 2. For the Red Sox, it's Jacoby Ellsbury in center field leading off, followed by Shane Victorino batting second and right. Dustin Pedroia hitting third at second base. David Ortiz in the cleanup spot, the DH. Mike Napoli, who was 6 for his last 12 with a couple of home runs, batting fifth at first base. Jared Saltalamacchia catching. Johnny Gomes in left field will hit seventh. Stephen Drew is at shortstop, and Xander Bogaerts gets his second straight start at third base, batting ninth with Clay Buchholz pitching. 12-1, 1.74 ERA in the regular season. No decisions in 2 postseason starts. The injury report sponsored by Orthopedic All-Stars at Newton Wellesley Orthopedic Associates. The Red Sox in very good shape physically. Tigers do have Alex Avila back in the lineup despite the sprained knee. Is an aching back, hand, knee, ankle, or other joint keeping you on the bench? Let Newton Wellesley Orthopedic Associates get you back in the action. Slide on to NWOA.com to learn more. NWOA is expert care you can trust. Home plate umpire Dan Iasagna says play ball, and already at the microphone is Dave O'Brien.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe. Great to be alongside you. And Lou Merloni here for Game 6. The Boston Red Sox have never lost a Game 6 at Fenway Park in postseason play. 5-0. And the pitch from Buchholz is in there for strike one. We are underway. Torrey Hunter, the leadoff man, and Miguel Cabrera and Prince Fielder. Torrey hitting 190 for the postseason, and he's just 4 for 27 against Clay in his career. Buchholz taking a deep breath and now turns on the rubber and the 0-1. And a fastball strike over the inside corner at 91. And Lou, what are your keys here to Game 6?
Right away, we're seeing from Clay Buchholz. Fastball command, first pitch, fastball away. The way he commands the fastball on the first base side of the plate opens up everything for him. He hasn't been able to do it since he came back off the DL. Good start so far, locating 2 heaters.
Jumped in front 0-2, trying to finish off Hunter. The pitch is outside for a ball. He did talk about how he studied John Lackey's performance very, very hard Lackey was so good in Game 3 when he tied up Detroit and he bested Verlander 1-0. He struck out 8, didn't walk anybody in 6 2/3, and had a tremendous curveball. A knee buckler. The 1-2 home. Swing, flick foul, back out of play with another fastball at 92.
Dropkick Murphy's really pumped up this crowd before the game with the national anthem, and also was shipping up to Boston, accompanied by Irish dancers. It was really quite a scene.
Complete with actual Irish drop kickers in the pepper circles. That was fun.
All you needed was Papelbon up here. Do a little bit of it.
I would have paid for that. Buchholz with a 1-2 to Hunter. Swinging a high chopper, hit to the left side, off the glove. It's deflected to Drew. He throws off balance and not in time and offline. Bogarts went lunging for it. It caught a piece of leather. He could not haul it in. And deflected behind him to Drew on the outfield grass. That'll be a base hit for Torrey Hunter.
It's a tough play there for Bogarts. I think infield's kind of hard here because this thing has some height to these bounces. In between hop, glove side. Couldn't come up with it. Would have been an outstanding play if he did. Torrey getting it going here in the first, though.
So Hunter is aboard, and one of the few threats to actually run, although even Torrey is not a big base stealer anymore. Miguel Cabrera next. Cabrera moved up to that number 2 spot over the last couple of games in this ALCS. He's 5 for 18 in the series. Prince Fielder will follow him. Fielder has to be delighted to be out on the road. He won't hear any boos if he makes an out. Fans in Detroit are pretty rough on him these days. He's not driven in a run in the series. Toss over to first base, lob toss, and diving in is Torrey Hunter. Clay Buchholz was not very effective in Game 2 here at Fenway. He went 5 2/3. He allowed 8 hits, 5 earned runs. But David Ortiz bailed him out.
Surely don't want to see him distracted by base runners. This is not a team you have to worry very much about running.
Hunter has a short lead at first base, being held by Napoli, but another toss over, and he dives in safely. A leadoff single by Torrey Hunter here in Game 6. Red Sox ahead 3-2. They can wrap it up here tonight. The World Series Game 1 would then be on Wednesday here at Fenway Park against the St. Louis Cardinals. The dangerous Cabrera. 263 with a pair of home runs in the postseason. Another throw to first, and Hunter dives in easily. He was not far from the bag.
Well, that's 4 straight now over there for Clay Buchholz. I mean, you got a very dangerous hitter home at the plate here, and I like to see him be more focused on that guy. Like you mentioned, Joe, this team that really does not run. Torrey can run, but it's not the guy he was a few years back. Not to say he wouldn't take off here, but this guy can be dangerous at the plate.
Hunter 0 for 1 in the postseason trying to steal. They're only 2 of 5.
Buchholz finally delivers, and it's swung on and lob foul back out of play toward the press box. And a count 0-1 now on Cabrera, who is just 6 out of 24 in his career against Clay Buchholz. That's a .250 average. Hunter only 148. Fielder is 2 for 9. Victor Martinez 2 for 8. Peralta is one of the few guys who hits him pretty well. He's hitting at .300 against Clay, but a lot of guys in this lineup struggle against Buchholz. And again, Buchholz real deliberate, really holding on to the ball for a long, long time. And another throw to first base. Well, he's off to a tedious start as Torrey Hunter went diving back in. Jim Leyland said he considered catching Victor Martinez if Alex Avila couldn't play, and moving Cabrera to the DH, and maybe starting Don Kelly or Ramon Santiago at third base. But those moves were unnecessary because Avila said he could go. Rather surprisingly, he's catching tonight. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. That one disappeared. That one down low. Well located fastball. A count 0-2.
Yeah, really good sinker here to Miguel Cabrera. And this ball, I like what he's doing early on. I know he's giving up a single here to Torrey Hunter, but it was a ground ball. This is the thing that kind of tickled the next level. He can strike guys out if he needs it, right? But throwing that sinker, getting some ground balls, getting out of innings quick. He needs to pick up the pace here a little bit, not be so concerned with Torrey and go get Miggy.
Wonder if he'll throw a curveball here. 0-2, and here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, loop foul, popped out of play to the right. That one was 93 miles an hour and dropped off to the right side to make it 0-2 on Cabrera. Now, with one more win, the Red Sox will advance to the World Series. The Cardinals will be waiting. It would be the first fall classic to feature teams with the best records in their leagues since 1999, when the Yankees swept the Braves in the World Series. So it's been a while since the two best teams, certainly record-wise, went to the October Classic. The set by Buchholz. Hunter leading at first. He's not running. The pitch cut on and missed. He struck him out. Got him with an elevated fastball. Miguel Cabrera fans. Of course, he's known, Lou, to be battling a lot of different ailments, hip, abdominal, a groin injury.
Well, listen, you're in the series now. Game 6 is pretty evident how they're trying to attack Miguel Cabrera. And you say curveball, breaking ball there. You hit the changeup out of the ballpark. You get the risk of hanging something. They've been beating him with fastballs away. Now, it's one thing to have a scout reports and another thing to execute. And he just did right there.
Just a little bit below the letters with that fastball on Cabrera. Now the sliding Prince Fielder with a runner at first base. The first pitch is high for ball one. Does not have an RBI in 10 postseason games this October.
None in his last 17, dating back to last year's ALCS.
Just a 199 career postseason hitter, Prince Fielder, and he was hearing it from the Boo Birds in Detroit. Third baseman Bogart's way off the line toward the shortstop hole. Drew is playing up the middle, a shade to the left of the bag, and right on the cut of the outfield grass. Mike Napoli holding Hunter at first base, one man out. The double play has always been a big-time friend of Clay Buchholz. Certainly was for the Red Sox in Game 5. And what turned out to be a razor-thin victory. Here's the pitch. Swing a chopper foul off first base, right into the tarp down the right field line on a cut fastball.
Fielder's not been pulling the ball very much either.
I know we talked a lot about in the last couple of days, and I hesitate to talk about where he is right now. I know he is struggling. I like to keep him that way. I like to talk about this on Monday and just sort of, because it's there, right? I mean, he's still a dangerous hitter to me. He's just struggling at the plate.
Buchholz trying to keep those struggles going. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch. Breaking ball, it's up and away. Not a lot of snap on that curveball. And that's the other thing about what Clay mentioned when he said, yes, I definitely studied Lackey. Would like to go more curveball, but you've got to have a good curveball. Lackey had a great one the other night, best I've ever seen from him.
It's easy to say, I'll just take what John Lackey did and go out and do it. But you saw with Peavy the next night, he tried to come with that slider and couldn't locate it, and he got into trouble. So it's one thing to say it, but that's the second curveball now Clay's thrown this inning, and he's lost both of them up. Really non-competitive pitches.
Victor Martinez on deck, throw over to first base. Hunter saw that coming, kind of laid back on top of first base. 2 balls, 1 strike. No score here in the top of the first inning. Clay Buchholz after a 12-1 regular season. Pitching tonight in the postseason. He has never won a postseason game. This is his 4th try. And now Fielder will ask for time, and he'll get it from Dan Iasagna, who is known to be maybe the ultimate pitcher's umpire. Big strike zone, and it gets bigger as the game goes along.
It's good if you're a pitcher, I guess.
I guess expect another low-scoring game. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a foul ball, chopped backward into the box seats, and it's 2-2 on Prince Fielder.
Coming hard now with this cutter a couple of times. That one fouled straight back. The other one fouled to the right of first base, and he's been a couple of curveballs that have missed, a couple cutters in. This is kind of that situation we were talking about before. He showed him a couple cutters. He's conscious of the fastball in, but if you throw that one in off the plate and the comebacker, that's what made him so effective early on, especially in April and May.
Hunter has not thought about stealing second base throughout these last 2 at-bats. Again, he leads away from Napoli, a tiny lead. The slender righty delivers. Swinging a liner, rope foul off to the right side. That clangs into the barrier just beyond that rolled up tarp. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He broke off a curveball there, and Fielder appeared to be waiting on it. He hit it stiff, but foul. Now, Clay has thrown 14 strikes, or 14 pitches, 11 strikes. So he's at 79%, heavy in the strike zone early. Again, Fielder just 2 for 9 against Clay Buchholz in his career. The big lefty hitter waiting. Buchholz again throws to first base. Hunter back in safely, this time on his feet. He's thrown over there a ton.
I hate to see what he would do if Ellsbury was standing over there. He'd still be throwing the first.
Buchholz again with a pause and the pitch. Runner holding. It swung on a pop foul. That'll make the seats out of play to the left. Over the top of the Tiger dugout. That was on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Clay also scuffled in the division series in that Game 3 loss to Tampa Bay. He allowed 3 runs on 7 hits over 6 innings. He had no decision. That was the game where Jose Lobaton walked it off with a game-winning home run. The only game the Red Sox lost in that division series. Clay did not factor in the decision. 1 man out, 1 man on. Here's the 2-2 now. Swing and a miss. He got him. High heater. And he blows away Fielder. 2 down.
Well, they really challenged Fielder all series, too. Good results.
You can almost hear the boos all the way from Detroit.
They're getting on pretty good out there. Huh?
They were riding him really hard, and talk shows were eating him up. The columnists were really blasting him.
Yeah, when you're going bad the way he's going so far here, you go after that first pitch, you better get a hit out of it, right? Because you go after the first pitch, nothing looks worse. And he did that a few times the other night and has in this series. Rolled over to second base, and that's when the boo birds really come out.
The 2 down for Victor Martinez, who is at .421 for the postseason. He's got a lot of singles. 1 homer, 3 runs batted in. He's hitting left-handed. Torrey Hunter aboard at first base, both hands on his knees as he gets the lead. And Clay fires, runner holding, and it drops in there for strike 1. Every time our hometown team hits one off the left field wall, Walgreens will donate $100 to the Jimmy Fund. Walgreens at the corner, happy and healthy.
But despite the 7 hits, Victor has just 1 RBI in this series.
2 for 8 in his career against Clay Buchholz. 2 down, a runner at first base. The inning started with a chopped single to the left, an infield hit by Torrey Hunter. He has been glued to first base ever since. Buchholz again, very deliberate. He deals. Swing, grounded foul, first base way off to the right. Into the camera well and then out again. And now he's in front of Victor, 0-2. That fastball touched 93. And the crowd is rising up around Fenway. You could tell if you showed up at Fenway 5 hours ago that this was different. Tonight was different. Even then, just a few days ago. A chance to clinch and go to the World Series in the balance tonight. They're looking for Clay Buchholz to strike out 3 in a row in the first inning. Very tough man to get here in Victor Martinez. Here's the stretch. The 0-2 home. Swinging a high fly foul down the left field line. That'll make the upper deck. On a curveball, he got a piece of it. Count 0-2. Time for our Geico text question of the game. Who, in your opinion, has been the MVP of the American League Championship Series so far? Text us your answer to 37937. Tonight's text question brought to you by Geico. Call 1-800-947-AUTO.
Tough not to ignore what Koji Uehara has done for this team now. And offensively, the only one guy I can look at really is Mike Napoli. I mean, he really has turned this thing around the last few games.
Feels like those two would be the guys. Koji is available for a long save opportunity tonight, John said. Here's the 0-2. Check swing, and it's inside. And he held it. Cutter in around the hands. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Victor. Johnny Peralta on deck.
You know, Clay has thrown 4 curveballs now in this game. The first couple of them really got away from him, ball way up over the guys' heads. But these last 2, he's getting in the zone, but they're more first pitch 0-0 curveballs. They're more like get me over curveballs. Really not the ones you want to throw in either situation here so far. He's wanted the next level now to get that curveball down at the ankles to get that swing and miss curve.
And with this umpire, he might not even have to get the swing and miss. Even if it's underneath that knee a little bit, he might get the call. Hunter leading away from first base. Again, a small lead with 2 down. Here's the 1-2 home. Swing and a foul. Chopped right there at the home plate area. And it did not escape the batting circle. It rolled right to the very top of it. Still on the dirt. 1-2.
He's such a good hitter. You don't see many swings and misses from Vic. It's almost like, how can I miss the barrel, right? I'm looking for the ground ball, the fly ball at the end of the bat, because trying to strike this guy out, all you can really do is just waste pitches in that overall pitch count number.
He has 16 hits in 10 postseason games, 7 out of 18 in this series. Torrey Hunter edges away from first base. Play Buchholz fan Miguel Cabrera. He fanned Prince Fielder. Now trying to strike out Martinez. The pitch is swung on. Fly ball lifted into right center. Ellsbury gets over. He's underneath. Makes the catch. And the side is retired. So a very deliberate Clay Buchholz gives up the leadoff hit. Then 2 Ks and a routine fly ball gets him out of the inning. Back at Fenway, we go to the bottom of the first inning. Red Sox coming up for the first time against Max Scherzer. Clay Buchholz allowed a leadoff single, Lou, to Torrey Hunter, then got the next 3 men in succession. And John Farrell talked about this before the game, just how important it is for the starting pitcher to get through that first inning without any real damage.
That first inning sometimes can be difficult. You're getting into the game. You're trying to get the feel for your pitches. So to get through the first, now just hopefully move on and settle in, see if you can get the Max here in the first.
It'll be Jacoby Ellsbury, Shane Victorino, and Dustin Pedroia with that very tall order trying to get to Max. That is Max Scherzer, who went 21-3 during the regular season, was spectacular in Game 2. He allowed just 2 hits over 7. He struck out 13, though the Red Sox would eventually win that game. 6-5 on the Saltalamacchia walk-off single.
Who hit that big home run again?
That would be David Ortiz.
Who?
David Ortiz. Who? That would be David Ortiz.
Just checking. That call has been heard many times.
Every once in a while,
week.
I think it's okay to lose your head and lose your mind, and some of us did. What a night. Well, the Red Sox trying to add to that memory board, and Jacoby gets in. First pitch on the way to Els is in there for a called strike.
Although we were wondering before the game, what would Dave O'Brien do if Saltalamacchia hit that home run? Right? A tough one to rattle out 3 times in a row.
A little long. Salty, salty, salty might come to mind. Here's the 0-1 pitch. A breaking ball sweeps in there for a called strike.
You can't leave out any balls.
Jacoby was 0 for 2 with a walk in the first go-around against Scherzer. That was in Game 2, but he's hit him well. 5 for 11 with a home run. Right-hander out of St. Louis, Missouri, says yes to Avila. And the 0-2 coming. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 3, got him looking. And no argument from Jacoby. Down he goes.
Well, I don't know if Jacoby was looking for a waste pitch, was looking off speed or not, but that ball, I think it split the plate.
Pretty much.
Lined up outside, but he reached right over the middle of the plate there. But already a different approach, right? You see Max Scherzer out there, just give me the ball, let's throw it. I mean, that's the reason why he goes deep in the games often.
A great pace. Shane Victorino now hitting just .229 for the postseason. He's had a miserable series. He's 2 for 21. And that sparked a lot of conversation about whether John Farrell would drop him in the order. He is not. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Red Sox were 12 for 90 in the first 3 games. They hit 133, but they're hitting almost 300 in the last 2 games. The 1-0 pitch dropped across the center of the plate for a strike at 94. 1-1 the count. Scherzer with terrific stuff, and his rhythm and his pace are very good early. The 1-1. Swinging a ground ball right to the shortstop. Iglesias hoovers that up and guns him down. So Shane now 2 for 22. 2 fast outs for the Sox here. We have reached the giant part of the order. For every home run hit by Sox batters 3 through 6, Giant Glass will donate $200 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Massachusetts. Now here's another Red Sox hitter who has to get going. Dustin Pedroia. Petey is hitting .250 for the postseason. It doesn't feel like it should be quite that high. He's not homered. He's driven in 6 runs, but most of those came in the first round. Pitch on the way, and that's in there for strike 1.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get him going, especially David Ortiz. Well, I know he hit that grand slam to get it going here, but you're talking about a 2 for 19, right? With a bloop single last night, both of these guys. And I agree with you. Petey's got some hits, but you want to see a little bit more out of him. And I think you will.
The 0-1 coming. Breaking ball in for strike. There's that good slider. And the slider was the pitch that the Red Sox in the first couple of games are seeing in their nightmares.
He's also added an occasional curveball this year that confuses hitters. But he really repeats his delivery very well.
Scherzer's 0-2 home. Pitch into the dirt, swing and a miss. No, he didn't go. He appealed to the first base umpire, Joe West. He said no swing on Pedroia.
Joe looks like he's resting up for potential Game 7 behind the plate.
He really does.
When he's over there at first base.
Just relaxing, not a care in the world.
You check him and he's like, come on.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Don't worry about it. And he did check it. Watching the replay from the first base angle. 1-2 on Pedroia. Ortiz would be next. No score here. The 1-2 home. That's downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now that one touched 96 from Scherzer. If a Game 7 is necessary, it'll be here tomorrow night at Fenway Park, and that would be John Lackey against Justin Verlander. Sox trying to make sure it is unnecessary. Here's the 2-2 home. Breaking ball, swing and a ground ball, base hit between third and short. Petey got the slider and he hammered it. Got himself a single, and that'll bring up Big Papi.
What you want to do against a guy like Scherzer, you makes a mistake. That's exactly what it was. 2-2 slider up inner half in the zone. And, looking back at that first start against the Red Sox, Scherzer was a 2-pitch pitcher, really, to righties. It was fastball and it was slider. He just threw Victorino a changeup that he grounded out on, maybe trying to switch it up. But predominantly those two. And out of lefties, it was fastball and it was a changeup. So he was pretty much a 2-pitch guy to both sides of the plate. The problem is, they're both exceptional, right? And his stuff is exceptional. So it doesn't, by no means is it easy.
David went 0 for 2. He struck out twice against Scherzer in Game 2, but otherwise he has seen him very, very well in his career. Overshift to the right, 2 down, Pedroia aboard, and the pitch. Breaking ball, soft one outside for ball 1. David 7 for 17 with 3 home runs off of Scherzer. That's a .412 average. So he's pretty confident against this right-hander who stands 6'3", 220. Scherzer bending very deeply at the waist, the baseball dangling in the right hand. Now he straightens up. Pedroia with a short lead at first base. And a 1-0 to Papi. Swing and a slicer foul back out of play. There's no question, Lou, that the Red Sox have a decided athletic advantage against the Tigers.
Well, they definitely have some flaws on that Tiger team. And in a series, you never know if you're going to get exploited or not, right? Defensively, how will Peralta look at left field off that green monster? Well, if you never hit the green monster, like pretty much never happened the first 2 games, you won't know. But you're starting to see the athleticism. Tough to score guys on just singles. We've seen that over and over here so far.
Tigers will clog those bases. The Red Sox have some guys who can burn. Of course, Petey can run on an extra base hit. Here's the set by Scherzer. And now he deals the 1-1. Swing, hard grounder, foul off first base. 1-2 the count. Well, home field advantage matters in baseball and insurance. With Arbella, you'll always have the home team on your side. Arbella understands what it's like to live and drive in New England because it's something they do every day. Arbella, here for good. Mike Napoli is on deck. Scoreless here in the first inning of Game 6. Pedroia inches out a lead. Throw over there, lob toss. He's back in on his feet. Not the A move by Scherzer. You think about it with Max Scherzer, along with his 2 postseason wins, he is 23-3 this season. This year, anyway, he has been their ace in Detroit. He sets again. The pitch. That's outside. David watched it all the way back into the mid. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2. Scherzer has not allowed a postseason home run to a left-hand batter in his career. He stretches again. 2-2 and the pitch. Outside and low. On a change. Down into the dirt. 3-2.
Well, you've seen already a few different things. We saw the changeup to Victorino with first at bat. Didn't throw many of those at all to righties. Started David Ortiz off with a breaking ball. Didn't see many of those to lefties. It was fastball changeup. 3-2 runner moving here. Not necessarily a fastball count to a dangerous hitter like Dave, especially with Pedroia moving on the pitch.
And Scherzer has 4 different pitches. See what he picks here. And now David asks for time, and he steps out. Pedroia back to the bag at first. They do plant Infante, the second baseman, in shallow right field. He's the man in the shotgun in the overshift. The crowd wants some early dramatics out of number 34 here. 0-0 in the first inning. Scherzer deals. There goes Pedroia, and the pitch is in the dirt for ball 4. So Poppy takes the walk. Avila did a very good job to make sure that didn't get by, because Pedroia was running. He would have gone all the way down to third had that gone to the backstop.
Really good choice from Scherzer, though. With PD moving, pitchers are scared. 3-2, 2 outs. You hit that ball in the gap, the guy scores all the way to first base. Don't give in. Go after the next guy. But that's something to keep an eye on right there, is Alex Avila behind the plate. That knee is bothering him. Will he be effective blocking pitches? First chance right there. He did a nice job.
Playing with a sprained left knee, suffered in that collision with David Ross at home plate. Well, here's Mike Napoli. The way Mike is swinging it, exactly the man you want in the first inning with 2 on. Maybe the MVP to be of this ALCS, but a lot more to come to prove that. Scherzer will kick and fire, and it's up high for ball 1. Mike Napoli went 5 for 8 in games 4 and 5 in Detroit. Of course, he belted that mammoth home run that went 460 feet. That was in game 5. In the 7th inning against Verlander in game 4, he crushed the home run. Or in game 3, here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. He waved at a breaking ball. The count goes to 1-1. There was that slider again.
I certainly love to build up the pitch count. He was cooked, he said, after 108 pitches in game 2.
And he pretty much took himself out of that game.
You also wonder if that was maybe talking to the media. Remember, there was a lot of talk about why did Jimmy Leland take him out right there. Maybe he was just backing up his manager as well.
Could well have been. 2 on, 2 out. 1-1 the count on Napoli. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2. A steady diet of sliders. And that one sneaking by Mike Napoli. May get it again. A 0-0 game in the first inning. Red Sox with an early opportunity with Petey at second, Big Poppy at first. The wind is blowing out towards center. Scherzer about to uncork his 21st pitch of the first inning. High set. Now the righty deals. Swinging a line drive, and it's scooped up at short by Iglesias. He'll flip it on to first to get the out. That ball was hit sharply. That was another slider, and Napoli appeared ready for it. It aligned it. It skipped once right at Iglesias for out number 3. And the Red Sox strand 2. And after 1 in game 6, it's 0-0 on the Shaws. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
There's only a couple of guys in this lineup that you even need to think about at first base. But with Johnny here, let's just see him just attack and try to get some quick outs. Use that 2-seam.
I would say maybe Iglesias is the only other guy.
Maybe Austin Jackson.
Maybe
keep an eye. Other than that, go get him.
Should he get on? Jackson's starting to pick it up a little bit now that they've dropped him down to the 8th spot. Here's Peralta, 367 with a home run and 6 runs batted in for the postseason. And the first one from Clay is swung on and loop foul back off into the crowd for strike 1. He is 6 for 20 against Buchholz. That's a .300 batting average. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of the Boston Red Sox. Peralta 6 out of 18 in the series. That's .333. And Buchholz turns on the rubber. The 0-1. A little high to square the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Alex Avila next. There's a lot of debate about whether he would play in this game after spraining his knee on a collision with David Ross at home plate the other day. Also took a nasty foul tip off the mask. Also from David Ross. The 1-1. Fastball runs in at the hands. 2-1. I think Avila shows you what a tough kid he is. He raised in his family, which is a true baseball family.
It's an example of the game of baseball, right? If this was June, he probably wouldn't be playing today. But it's game 6 of the ALCS, and he's in there.
And that pitching staff needs him. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Peralta. Waved at and missed. That disappeared. Good cutter at 86. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They were in a position in Game 5 where if Pena had reached, they would have had a run for him, as slow as he is, and then lose the DH if the game were extended and make Victor catch.
And Vic caught 3 games this year. Caught a game in September, so it's... Mike Napoli hasn't caught a game back there in the inning back there. At least he's seen a few.
And is not eager to. The 2-2, swinging a little tapper, chop to the left. Second bounce, Bogarts with it, flips on and gets him. Moving nicely to his left. What you have to be impressed with Xander, he's just a baby, is how he has handled this spotlight so gracefully and so easily. It does not appear to be affecting him at all.
I remember saying the same thing about Jacoby Ellsbury back in 07. I remember just thinking, don't wake up. Don't think about it. Don't realize where you are, right? Because he looks like he doesn't have any idea what this means right now, right? He's just out there playing and having fun. The poise is off the charts. The at-bats, the quality, just the control of the strike zone. You would never know he just turned 21, what, a week ago?
Yes. Here's Alex Avila, left-hand hitting catcher. The Red Sox will overshift, pull a shift around to the right. He's hitting just 185 for the postseason. And Clay delivers a breaking ball in there for a strike. Starts him off with a curve. Avila has gone 5 for 11 with a home run against Clay. So this is a guy he's going to want to be careful with. Austin Jackson, 2 batters away. Omar Infante on deck. 1 man out. Red Sox nothing, Tigers nothing here in the top of the 2nd inning. And the 0-1 coming. Another breaking ball in there for a strike. That curveball 79 miles an hour tumbling in.
Well, that was a really good one. The first one was the 0-0 curveball, the get me over piece. You know, most hitters will take that. That one there was down at the shins. That was a good one.
Bogarts staying by himself on the left side of the diamond in the shortstop position. Stephen Drew moving over to the right side along with Pedroia and Napoli. And Buchholz with an 0-2. Fastball, a little bit low. That just missed. 1-2. You're not seeing 94, 95 out of Clay on the gun, but you are seeing occasionally 93. He's living more around the 91, 92 mile an hour range.
Still about location. You know, he's got enough. There's enough there because of the repertoire that he has, right? The changeup, curve, cutter. He's got so many different types. 92 is enough.
The 1-2 to Avila. Waved down and missed. Down he goes. Strike 3. When after a splitter, it looked like. Cabrera, fielder, and now Avila striking out.
Yeah, that was a good change. Or, I know he's flirting with that split. Sometimes they're just both so effective, you know. But again, getting the ball down now against these guys in a part of the order. Hopefully, maybe he can gain some confidence here and start to get some quick innings.
So 2 up, 2 down for Infante, who hasn't done much in the series, and indeed in the postseason he's only 7 out of 32. Nobody on base for the Tigers. 2 down in the pitch to the righty batter. Over but low for ball 1. Hey, stay tuned for the daily Citgo Community Calendar update in the 3rd inning. The Citgo Fueling Good Road Trip is traveling to locally owned Citgo stations across the country. We just might be coming to your town. Find out at fuelinggood.com. No score in the 2nd. And Buchholz firing in a 1-0 to Infante, and that's just off the outside to make it 2-0. Infante 3 for 11 against Clay Buchholz in his career. Clay looking for a 1-2-3 second, and the slender righty with a pitch. Fastball, a little low. 93 on the radar gun. So he goes to 3-0.
We're just missing with all 3 of them, but you got 2 quick outs here, and Omar Infante's he's not going to kill you, so you maybe want to be a little aggressive, maybe trying to be a little bit too fine here in this at bat.
Infante has not hit a home run in postseason play. He'll be taking here for sure. Buchholz with the 3-0 pitch. And a strike. Just picked up the outer edge, and the count goes to 3-1. Lots of strikes from Clay. 35 pitches, 25 for strikes. That last call may have been somewhat generous.
Even there, 3-0, right? Just hitting the black. It's play to the middle of the plate a little bit. Let that movement take control.
Jackson on deck. Hitters count for Infante and the 3-1. He's taking swinging, and he chops a foul backward. Now 3-2. So Clay trying to come all the way back from 3-0. Has 2 strikes on Infante. 3-2. And the crowd is behind him. If he can fan Infante, that'll be his 4th strikeout in the first 2 innings. The right-hander from Nederland, Texas. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a liner, softly hit. Pedroia back leaping, can't get it. It's into right field for a base hit. Petey went drifting back and left his feet, got as high as he could. Just got over the top of the leather. And he loops in a base hit, so Infante on at first base. Austin Jackson will climb in next. A Northeast Electrical Distributors is New England's #1 source for electrical products and services and invites contractors, industry, and facility managers to visit needco.com for a powerful online experience. That's Northeast Electrical at needco.com. 2 down, a man on, and Austin Jackson, a center fielder, the batter. Buchholz fakes to first base and does not throw. Infante darts back in.
Infante is not very fleet of foot.
You know, and that's the other thing, too. I mean, Infante can't score if Austin Jackson doesn't get a hit. You got 2 outs. Get ahead of this guy.
Now the throw to first, and he dives in safely.
He had 6 pickoff throws in the first inning.
Austin Jackson had a devil of a time until the last 2 games when Jim Leyland moved him down in the order. Dropped him out of the leadoff spot. He's batting 8th, and he's gone 4 for 8. The pitch. Up high for ball 1.
You know, it really took off for him in that first at-bat against Peavy. You know, nothing really close. I mean, the closest pitch he threw was the 3-0 sinker that was down, and that just gave him some confidence. Then the Tigers break it open. It's 5-0. The pressure's not there. You can relax a little bit. You're 0 for 0 with a walk. And it's really changed, I think, his whole approach and his feeling at the plate.
No question it loosened him up. He must have been very, very tight, and that was what Jim Leyland had in mind. Jim won't take any credit for it. He said it might be just coincidence that he's starting to swing a better bat, but probably not. Infante leading at first, 2 away. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And a strike pinned to the outside edge. Not sure Jackson loved the call, but again, this home plate umpire, Iasagna, will certainly be a pitcher's umpire.
That was very generous.
You wouldn't know it 45 minutes into this game with 2 outs in the top of the second.
Right. No score. 1-1 on Jackson. Clay delivers. Swing, little nubber. Back toward the pitcher's mound, a bit to the left. He scoops it and throws on and gets it. Nice play by Buchholz. And that retires the side. 1 man left on 1 base hit. And after 1.5 here in game 6, we still have no score. Red Sox nothing, Tigers nothing. On the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Again, the Sox 5-0 all time in game 6 at Fenway. They certainly like to keep the nation up late, don't they? All 3 wins in this series have been by 1 run. Saltalamacchia will start out on the left side, batting .273, no homers, 5 RBIs for the postseason. And the first pitch from the righty is taken for strike 1.
Well, the Sox so far have been pretty patient here. Nobody's pumping fastballs in there. For the most part, they've been taking them. And first time through the order, maybe make sure he's locating that fastball. But you wonder if there's going to be a change second time around.
The 0-1 coming, and that'll drift outside for a ball. Salty is 5 for 15 off Scherzer with a home run. That's a .333 average. So appears to get a pretty good look at him. Here's the 1-1 home. Swing and a miss right through that fastball at 93, and the count moves to 1-2.
Just in the hallway talking to Dick Berardino, going over some of the base running issues that happened the other night. Always good to talk to him.
Red Sox got a little bit fortunate, certainly, when Middlebrooks was able to go first to third on the bunt. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Swing, slicer, foul, back off into the crowd.
I have to say it's the best base running Red Sox team I've ever seen, Lou.
Yeah, they've really done a nice job this year. I mean, there was a few miscues yesterday. Obviously, Xander, not scoring on that double, but for the most part, top to bottom, been a huge improvement, really, I think.
1-2 coming, swung on and missed. Down goes Saltalamacchia, buried on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Second strikeout for Max Scherzer. One away here in the second. Well, that wraps up the Giant part of the order. And remember, when Sox batters 3 through 6 do hit a home run, Giant Glass donates $200 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Massachusetts. Red Sox and the Tigers, 0-0 here in Game 6. Johnny Gomes will step in. Johnny getting another start in left field tonight. The Red Sox are 5-0 this postseason when he starts a game. Even though he's hitting just 190 for the playoffs without a home run and 2 RBIs. He's been the good luck charm and the pitch. Breaking ball starts him, a strike over the inside corner.
One of those calls for John, they kind of throw the numbers away, right? You could justify price, you could justify more, but these are all righties, and he's still putting them in there for those intangibles.
Seems to always find a way to help. The 0-1 cut on and miss. That was a good fastball at 94. Quickly 0-2.
I mean, it's not that Daniel Nava is not doing his job when he's in there. He's working up the count, he's getting his hits, and it's just that that 5-0 just is in bold letters, right? It's tough to ignore.
It is. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Cut on and miss. The slider strikes him out. He struck out all 3 at bats against Scherzer in Game 2 and in the first at bat here tonight. So Scherzer fans the first 2 in the second inning. 3 Ks for him so far. And that'll send up the, well, how do you put it with Stephen Drew? I don't think scuffling begins to describe his problems at the plate. 1 for 17 in this series. 3 for 32 in this postseason. In this series alone, he's left 10 men on base. And the first pitch on the way to Steven is taken for strike 1.
The problem with him, too, when you watch him, a lot of times when you struggle at the plate, you swing harder, right? And your swing gets longer. Maybe you don't even realize it, but that's where he's at right now. That looks long and late.
Scherzer with the 0-1. That's downstairs for a ball. However, we all remember what his brother J.D. did in Game 6 of the 2007 ALCS right here at Fenway, a grand slam against Cleveland. That lit the fuse. The Red Sox would pummel the Tribe 12-2. Here's the 1-1. That's outside for a ball. Steven also hit one for Arizona that very same season in the postseason for the Diamondbacks. So both brothers had a grand slam. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Now 2-2. That one ate him up. A change inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Drew. 2 down, bases empty in the second.
And that swing right there is what we're talking about. He came out of his shoes on a 2-1 changeup. Just 2-1 looking for a heater down the middle to just hit 500 feet, right? And he should be just shorting up a little bit.
Scherzer's 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. That was predictable. He struck him out with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And Scherzer, very impressive. He blows away the Red Sox in the second on 3 consecutive strikeouts. We've wrapped up 2 in Game 6. Red Sox nothing, Tigers nothing. On the Shaws, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
It'll be Iglesias leading off. Led the league in infield hits with 35 this year, and he swings and fouls one off his foot. It goes right back to Clay. And even though he wears a shin guard, I think it hit him on the toe, and he's hobbling a little bit at home plate.
He had some pretty good at-bats this series. I mean, he's 3 for 10 in this series here, and he had some lengthy at-bats. He's looked a lot better at the plate. Including
the one against Koji that ended the game. Yeah. He really made him work before he popped the second. In Game 5. 0-1. Xander in close at third. Here's the pitch. And he swings and lines one into right field for a base hit. Victorino has it. Looked at first. He was ready to throw, but then flipped it into Pedroia. Iglesias took exception to that attempt earlier in this series by Victorino.
Iglesias gave him kind of a dismissive wave. Like, get out of here with that stuff. There's an edge to the Red Sox relationship with Iglesias. There's no doubt about that right now.
I think that there is. I think that, Iggy, the way he plays the game, it's almost like he's playing a regular season game against his old teammates, trying to have a lot of fun, and maybe doesn't realize the stage and what's at stake.
Yeah, I think it's well said. And there was also a slide of some dispute that shook up Pedroia the other day.
Runner goes. The pitch is hit in the air to left field by Torrey Hunter. On comes Johnny Gomes to make the catch. Here's the throw to first, and it's too late. Iglesias really had to hustle back there. Torrey Hunter, first ball swinging with a hit and run on. Hit a shallow fly that Gomes came in to catch. It was not a difficult play. But Iglesias got back there. The throw was slightly wide of the bag, but would not have been in time.
It was either a straight steal or a poorly executed hit and run. I mean, Torrey trying to get on top of the ball, but as far as base running goes, if you're Jose Iglesias and it is a hit and run, after the second or third step, you got to peek in to make sure it's on the ground. That ball was up in the air for a long time, even to draw a throw.
But he did get back. Here's Cabrera, who struck out his first time up. He chased the high fastball. Leadoff man out for the second time.
Viggy taking off on the pitch. How many throw-overs do you think that's going to get from Mr. Buchholz?
Well, again, as he bluffs him back to first base, you don't want to divert your attention with this guy up, even though he may not be 100% physically.
And that's the thing, obviously you don't want to be giving bags away here, but at the same point, again, no one's scoring if you get the hitters out, right? And you've got a dangerous guy like this, you got to execute.
Love a double play ball here with a slow-footed Cabrera, who, of course, is who knows what percent, 50%, 80%, with a hip problem, groin issue. He really can't move very well. We saw when he was gunned down at the plate. The pitch, and that's inside. Jim Leland indicated that Tom Brookins, the third base coach, maybe didn't stop him soon enough. He did stop him. But given the condition of Cabrera, he thought maybe he should have stopped him sooner. It's a bit of a surprise to hear that reaction.
He started to wave immediately and then held him up. But the fact that he waved at all was, to me, was the mistake.
Here's the pitch, and he swings and misses. He threw him a heater up and away at 91.
You got Miguel Cabrera at second base. It's the first thing. The last thing you want is your money, your guy, in a collision at the plate that early in the game. If it's a game winner late, so be it. But you got to know that it's got to be a ball in the gap. You got to make the outfielders run right to left in order for Miggy to score on that. The minute it's hit right to the left fielder, I felt like you should have the hands up early. Maybe up a little bit too late.
There's a hard one-hopper that Gomes reached quickly. 1-1 the count. Runner at first. He doesn't go. The pitch is swung on foul off his body in the batter's box. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Jim Leland also said it's a shame to watch him out there the way he is right now. I think everybody knows he's not 100%, but I don't think too many Red Sox fans feel that way. A healthy Miggy Cabrera makes you wonder where we are in this series, right? 2 of the biggest at-bats against Tazawa, and he gets them. Where would we be if he's 100%?
Would they be challenging him with heat if he were 100%?
Probably not.
He doesn't have any weakness, really. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch, and he swings and misses. He threw him an off-speed pitch away, a cutter. And Cabrera fans, for the second time tonight, that was a weak wave, almost an afterthought on his part.
A really good cutter from Clay. He varies that cutter depending on the side of the plate the hitter is on, depending on which side he's throwing the ball to. Sometimes away to righties, he has a way to take even more off it to give it more of a slider look.
2 down for Fielder, who struck out on a high fastball away his first time up. Iglesias, who opened with a single, still at first with 2 out, and the pitch is a little inside, ball 1. Are you ready for a Shaw's wicked awesome 3-day sale? Pick up value pack bone-in New York strip steak or T-bone steak, just $5.99 a pound. Shaw's, the official supermarket of the Red Sox radio network.
Well, let's hope we have 3 off days, Joe, that you and I can take advantage of that down there in Marshfield.
Yeah, we'll take tomorrow off, gladly. And of course, Monday and Tuesday before the World Series opener. The pitch is fouled to the left, out of play. But a long way to go and a very tough pitcher to try to handle here tonight. Scherzer has been pretty much on his game. But so is Buchholz, although he's given up 3 hits. All singles to this point. 1-1 to Fielder. One reason Victor has only 1 RBI in the series is Fielder has made so many outs to end innings. Like to do it again here. The 1-1 is bounced weakly to first. Grabbed by Napoli. Right on the bag. Steps on it for the out that retires the side. After 2.5, it's Detroit nothing and the Red Sox nothing on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Xander Bogaerts, the number 9 hitter, leading off here. 2 for 5 in the postseason, and in this series had a big double in Game 5. Set up a couple of runs, one of which he scored. The certain Cy Young Award winner for this year delivers and hits the outside half. A call strike, 0-1. Bogaerts, as we mentioned, speaks 4 languages: English, Dutch, Spanish, and Papamento, which Papamento, he says, is mostly Portuguese with a little Spanish. The pitch is in there for a strike.
Well, again, Scherzer comes out pumping the first fastball in there for a strike. Very aggressive with the heater. Red Sox, no signs at all in offering. You wonder if that'll change second time through the order.
He's ahead 0-2. Here it is. Just outside. Good take there and a close pitch with a slider.
He just has too many quality weapons to put you away once you're in the hole, once you're behind. Can't wait around.
And that's tough. You want to see if he has it. Well, I think the first time through the order, you're seeing
he proved he had it.
He has it. So now maybe you got to attack.
Here's the 1-2, low and away, 2-2. Bogart says the toughest language to learn is Dutch.
I've always found that to be true, Joe.
Yes, me too.
My Dutch is just not where it ought to be.
Sometimes English. I really do believe that English.
Now that's for sure. For all of us. Well, that Joe.
Oh, yes. Here's the 2-2. And he takes outside. Wow. Another slider, borderline pitch. And you got to pitch his umpires, Davis told you, but he really shows some great discipline here.
I don't know how this at-bat's going to end up, but that's going to be the pitch you look at, because I don't know how you lay off on that pitch right there. That slider's just down, just off, and he just spit on it.
Here comes the 3-2. Bogart swings and fouls it to the right of the screen, out of play.
You know, he really has Fenway Park behind him, and he knows it. He's got to feel that. They know he's only 21 years old. He's in this bright, bright spotlight facing a great pitcher, but this is a whale of an at-bat, and they're behind him.
Again, a 3-2. Xander takes outside. He worked a walk. He was behind 0-2 to a great pitcher, and he works a walk. Took some borderline sliders, fouled off a tough one, and took a 94-mile-an-hour fastball just off the plate there. That is not only discipline, but tremendous strike zone awareness.
And Scherzer does a long walk around the mound. Can't believe it just happened. I mean, I don't think he's upset about the 3-2 pitch that he didn't get. I still think he's thinking about that 2-2 slider and wondering how he laid off.
But umpire Isaac got them all correct. Wants the replay on it, and the slider was off the plate. Here's Ellsbury, who struck out on 3 pitches to open the first inning, last of which he took. Third baseman Cabrera in close. Here's the pitch, and he checks the swing. It's low and away, ball 1. He almost fell across the plate and holding up on a changeup. Can that discipline of the strike zone be learned, Lou, or is that innate?
No, I tell you, you can work on it. That's something they wanted him to do. He, all the at-bats he had last year when he came to Double-A, I think in 100 at-bats, he walked once. And they said to take it to the next step, this kid's got to learn the strike zone a little bit, and he did. And just like everything else, accelerated quickly. That's why he's here.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a foul to the left of the screen, out of play. And I know defensively, they say he's taken to third base very quickly. John Farrell says he asked great questions. Brian Butterfield's worked with him at third, said he took to it so fast. Very, very coachable.
In any language.
Right. 1-1. Nobody out. Bogaerts at first. At a short lead. Fielder holding him on, opening up a hole on the right side. Here's a lob toss to first, and he's back standing. Victorino on deck. Red Sox had some good numbers against Scherzer, but most of those came 2 and 3 years ago.
Right.
Before he really got consistent with his delivery and with his command. 1-1. He sets up by his chin. Now he delivers. And he missed inside. And a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that sort of cut in, but not in the strike zone. He's up to 44 pitches, 27 strikes. I don't imagine there's any pitch limit tonight. They face elimination. 2 balls and a strike. Scherzer setting Bogarts with a short lead, and the pitch. And he swings and golfs a foul to the left of the screen, out of play.
You talk about limits on starters and when you might lift a starter. How about how long Don Mattingly let Clayton Kershaw remain in the ball game yesterday?
To throw 49 pitches in the 4th inning alone.
And then he brings him back.
He gives up 5 more runs, or the Cardinals score 5 more, most of them off Kershaw. You wonder how that'll affect him in the future. Threw a lot of innings this year. 2-2. Scherzer working much more slowly, delivers, and a little inside and low. That was close, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, that was tough to lay off that pitch.
Well, Scherzer's tougher to steal on than a guy like Anibal Sanchez last night. 3-2, nobody out. You wonder if John Farrell wants to get Bogarts moving a little bit, and hopefully Jay can protect him. Maybe base hit, 1st to 3rd.
Scherzer comes to the set. Bogarts goes back to 1st as he steps off. Scherzer's their best at holding runners, at controlling the running game.
He's quick to the plate, so when you get a guy like that, maybe you hit and run more, or this type of situation, and try to get your stolen bases rather than the straight steal.
He's ready with the 3-2 pitch. He kicks and fires. The runner goes, and it's low, ball 4. And Bogarts takes second base. The throw went down there, but it was clearly a ball. Ellsbury working a walk. So back-to-back walks. Scherzer walked 2 in 7 innings in game 2.
Well, that last one was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball underneath the knees. It's going to bring Jeff Jones, their pitching coach, out for a mound visit.
And Victorino coming up. Now, Shane is the Red Sox best when it comes to sacrifice bunting. He was among the league leaders with 10 in the regular season.
Lou made this point before the game. We were talking about Victorino, whether he bats lefty or righty, and he says he's going to bat right-handed throughout the rest of the postseason. But if you are intent on bunting here, if that's what you have in mind, and you're a switch hitter, so you can hit from out of side, why not hit lefty here?
Well, lefty makes it a lot easier for you to bunt. It's easier to put it down 3rd base. You can also bring it with you to 1st base. But I don't know how much he's been taking batting practice from the left side. I mean, if you get out of that bunting situation, are you comfortable? It's a lot tougher to drag bunt from the right side, especially when you get a guy throwing the ball 96 miles an hour. That makes it extremely difficult. But he sets up here right-handed.
Remember, he did bat lefty against Scherzer in early September here, after he'd been almost exclusively a right-hand hitter. All right, here's the stretch. They're trying to hold the runner close at second. Here's the pitch. He squares and pulls the bat back and takes it outside, ball 1. Of course, you got Cabrera, who has limited mobility at 3rd. Same for Fielder at 1st.
Well, ideally, you'd like to get this ball to Cabrera. If that's the case, then you've done your job 2nd and 3rd. But probably easier with the power that Scherzer has with his fastball to maybe deaden this thing towards 1st base and give it a Fielder.
Bogarts and Ellsbury lead away. Here's the stretch. And the 1-0, he squares, bunts, pops it up. And it is caught by the diving pitcher. Good play. Well, the runners were in no man's land anyway. They got back. A diving play as Scherzer came in and on a pop-up. I don't think Avila would have reached it, the catcher, and he went into a slide and grabbed it.
What a dreadful postseason run. This series has just been awful for Shane Victorino, who's a terrific bunter.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time in this series he's had trouble dropping down a bunt either.
Yeah, he popped it, and it was almost a collision. I'll tell you, Scherzer was fearless there. He could have collided with a catcher.
It was a great catch by him, but you're right. They got to get that ball down. But if you're Scherzer, you do the right thing, too. You throw 96 two-seam inner half. You're going to try to crowd the guy and try to change that angle of the bat when you try to bunt. It's exactly what he did.
All right, here's Pedroia, ripped a single to left his first time up. Here's the pitch, and he swings and drives one deep to left, down the line. If it's fair, it's gone. It's a foul ball. Oh, was that close? Over the pole and just foul by inches. Oh, did he turn on it?
Petey's looking to John Farrell, and here comes John. They're going to want the umpires to look at this.
Well, the third base, left field umpire Marquez made the call. We're getting a look on the replay.
Foul ball.
It did look foul.
Yep.
You know, looking at the reaction of some fans down there in the monster seats, they put their hands not in the air but on their heads, like, oh my, it's foul. So, and I think John saw it foul too.
John's got a good look.
Yeah.
From the dugout.
I mean, this is really done. If they are going to look at it on behalf of Dustin Pedroia.
He's made two mistakes to Pedroia, hanging slider that he ripped for a single last time, and now the umpire's going to confer. I think they may look at this. Now Joe West is pointing out that way. Joe may not want to look at it.
They don't have to. If every umpire feels like they got a good look at it and they believe it's foul, they're not going to go look at it. They don't have to. I don't think they're going to.
Now John's going back for the dugout, but they are. Here they go. They are going to look. Well, so much at stake here. They've got to look. I mean, from our view, and it's hard to tell because, of course, it's not three-dimensional, but it looked like it just went to the foul side.
Yeah, I think they'll call this a foul ball. You're at this point.
It was way out of Fenway.
There's no red beanie or red flag to throw on the field, at this point. Maybe next year, but this ball, I think, they'll come back with a foul ball.
For all of us sitting here, the minute that was hit, did Carlton Fisk flash in your head? Just for a split second because of where it was hit? It did mine, I know that.
The Fisk pole almost hit it.
I was thinking it might hit the pole.
It's close. Hey, another hanging slider from Scherzer.
That's really the only two mistakes he's made. Pitches that were hittable. He's walked 3, including 2 this inning.
You'll have to be aggressive that first time through the order. You saw first pitch change up to Ellsbury and a first pitch slider here now to Dustin Pedroia.
And it's good to see Petey because he doesn't very often swing at the first pitch, but he got one nail there, and he did.
Here, Lou, is where I would love to see the umpires have a microphone.
Yes.
And be able to walk out and explain to everybody this is what we saw on the replay.
Some of the fans in the standing area thought it was a home run. The ball did hook.
They actually do that, Obi, in Japan.
They do? They have a mic?
Yeah, and it took me about a month to figure out what it was. I just thought it was the PA system, because I couldn't understand a word of it, but the interpreter was saying, nah, loose on there telling the fans what the call was.
But when you played in Japan, they did it that way.
Yes.
They explained it to everybody. It's a great idea, and there are many times you want to hear that from the umpiring crew under a play under review. How they look at what they saw in the replay, why they determined either upholding the call on the field or why they overruled it.
Well, let's hope they do it next year when there are more than just boundary calls.
Yeah.
But the other thing, too, is, it's foul ball.
Foul ball. Here comes Joe West. Very clear.
The time in which that just took, I think we can speed that up as well.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
They walk all the way from the field to the dugout. By the time they walk to the field, by the time they get to the dugout, whoever's back watching the replay should already know what the call is.
They're going to let Scherzer throw a couple here, or at least one. And Petey was waiting patiently in the on-deck area, but they did get it right.
But he crushed that one.
Well, we'll see what.
And the pitchers are going to hate this, too, with the amount of replays that maybe you'll see next year. Scherzer's out there now just pacing around the mound, right, during that delay.
Won't come back with a slider here, will he? Here comes the 0-1. Runners lead at first and second with 1 out. The pitch. And he takes a little bit low with a fastball at 96 below the knees, 1-1. If you remember, at a big Game 7 in the ALCS in 07 against Cleveland, he broke that one wide open. Red Sox hoping this will be the clinching game tonight. No score. Last of the third, 2 on, 1 out. Runners lead at first and second, and the 1-1 pitch is a bluff now to second base, and nobody covering. Bogart's back.
I'll tell you what, guys, and you both touched on it. There's only one out in the third inning, and Scherzer's up to 51 pitches. That is starting to become at least the beginning of an issue.
3 walks have helped drive it up. 1-1 the count. He's ready. Checks the runner at second. He kicks and deals, and Pedroia takes a strike. Another fastball over the outside half.
Well, he's an easy 96. This is not like he's putting a lot of effort into it. He just pegs it.
It's kind of curious, too, with Peralta out there in left field. Looks like he's kind of almost like left center more.
Yeah.
Straight up. You hit that ball in the corner with Ellsbury on first base. Got a shot of scoring him easy.
Pedroia has 2 career home runs off Scherzer. Here's the pitch, and he swings and fouls one. That got a piece of Avila. Oh, he is taking a beating in this series.
There will not be many pieces of him left.
Yeah, it hit him maybe on the shoulder. Looked like the chest protector, but I think it also hit the shoulder.
So you grow up and you want to be a catcher, huh?
Yeah. Does he blame Pop? Does he blame his dad?
How about his dad has to watch him?
Dad came home, handed him a catcher's mitt. Thanks, Dad.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bogarts, who walked at second. Ellsbury, who walked at first. 1 out in the third, no score. Poppy on deck, and the 1-2 coming to Pedroia. Here it is, and he swings and grounds 1 to third. Grabbed by Cabrera, steps on the bag, throws across, double play. He was practically right on third base when he grabbed it up against his body. And the 5-3 double play ends the threat. After 3, no score on the Shaws. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Clay has thrown 50 pitches over 3 innings. He's allowed 3 singles, no walks, 4 Ks. And the pitch is the soft breaking ball, missing high, ball 1. We're wondering between innings why Jim Leland maybe didn't switch Martinez. They have him hit behind Cabrera instead of Fielder, who's struggling so bad and ending so many innings. He made the lineup change for game 3, and other than the catcher's spot, he's kept with it. A 1-0 pitch outside, 2-0.
As you mentioned too, Vic, all the hits that he does have, singles. Then he gets on first base. He's not running very well either.
The Tigers do clog the bases, but they can hit the ball out of the park. That's their style, power hitting, power pitching. Tough to manufacture runs for them. Here's the 2-0, and he takes it low, ball 3. They're a very disciplined hitter and tough to strike out. Three balls and no strikes. Clay has not walked the man. Went to 3-0 to Jackson earlier, but got him eventually. The pitch is in there for a call strike. Victor this season walked 54 times, spanning 62, so he doesn't walk a whole lot. The .314 is a left-hand batter, side from which he faces Clay Buchholz, whom he caught with the Red Sox. The pitch, swing a line drive, caught by the leaping Drew for the out. He's ready to sky and had to get up just above his tiptoes to grab it for the out. And he's positioned well, a couple steps back on the grass, as we said, in left center. Right to him.
Yeah, this is perfect positioning. He didn't have to move right, left. Now it was right at him. You go back to scouting reports. You go back to positioning from Brian Butterfield with this infield. Worked out nicely there.
One down for Johnny Peralta, who bounced out to third his first time up. Peralta has just 1 RBI in this series. And the breaking ball stays high, ball 1. And Brian Butterfield does a wonderful job with the positioning and with the base running.
I just wish we could get Brian Butterfield to smile once in a while. Enjoy life a little bit.
Mr. Enthusiasm. Here comes the 1-0, and it's swung on and missed, working down and in.
He brought up a great point to me. He said, if the bases weren't out there in the field, we would put our defenders where the guy usually hits the ball. But because the bases are there, we're so conditioned to, well, this is where he's got to go. This is where he's got to go. And he doesn't look at it that way. He says, where do these guys hit it? That's where I want to put my guys.
The last one was a great example.
1-1, swinging a ground ball hit to the charging shortstop. Drew has it, throws him even with a bag and gets it. Drew again positioned well. Pedroia was shaded towards second base, but it was right to Steven as he charged it. 2 men down for Avila, who struck out his first time up. Red Sox baseball brought to you by Sports Authority, your headquarters for officially licensed Red Sox jerseys, caps, and tees. Pedroia moves back into the shotgun in right on Avila. He took another shot between innings. The trainer was checking on him. He took a foul ball off the shoulder and the chest. Left-hand batter who homered earlier in the series. He has 3 RBIs. Cabrera leads him with 4 in this series, and there's a strike. He dropped the changeup in there.
He also fouled that changeup off his foot, right? In that inning against Peavy, which is a big walk. That was a tough pitch he fouled off. So you got the foot barking, the shoulder barking, the knees in trouble. He's taking foul balls off his head. He's in rough shape.
Last year he missed the last game of the World Series because of all the blows he took then, and he was very unhappy about it. The pitch low and inside.
He's a real favorite of that pitching staff. And he knows what he means to the Tigers and to someone like Max Scherzer to be there tonight. So despite all the ice packs he's wearing, he's out there. You really have to tip your cap to him.
They really like throwing to him. They have great confidence in him. That's why he catches probably more than most starting catchers in the big leagues. A very tough first half at the plate. Picked it up in the second half. The 1-1. And the left-hand batter, it's a weak grounder to the only man on the left side, Bogarts, who has it and throws him out. Positioned perfectly. Bogarts playing with a shortstop would. A 5-3 out. And a 1-2-3 inning after 3.5. No score on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. So Papiu walked on a 3-2 pitch in the first inning, batting first here. They overshift. They send the second baseman back into right field. Keep Cabrera home on the left side. The pitch, swinging a high, towering pop fly into shallow right field. Infante backs up. He's calling and makes the catch. It's a right fielder's ball, except when the second baseman's playing so far out.
I hesitate to put F4 down.
That was hit very high. Just missed that one, too. He had a pitch there. But here is Napoli with a hard shot to short with 2 on and 2 out in the first inning, and Iglesias short hopped it and threw him out. So Ortiz, as Pedroia did, swung at the first pitch. Red Sox being much more aggressive the second time around the lineup. See how Napoli approaches it here. Mike now 6 for 17 in this series. Base is empty. Scherzer winds in the pitch, and it's in there for a call strike. Started him out with a fastball that cut a little down and away. Play conventional defense on him. Wind blowing gently out toward left. The pitch, swing and a miss. He worked him in tight with a 95-mile-an-hour heater, and it's 0-2.
It's one of the effects, really. Catch-22 of being aggressive as the first hitter. You swing at that first pitch. Now you're looking at Mike Napoli. He takes a fastball down the middle. You offer at the first pitch knowing it's going to be a fastball. Next thing you know, it's 2 pitches, 2 outs. If you get hits, it's good, nice aggressiveness. If you don't, you're doing them a favor.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another high fastball. So that is the 5th strikeout on 3 pitches. Napoli goes down. And here's Salty, who struck out on a high heater his first time up. Pitch count now at 58 for Scherzer. So not too bad for a power pitcher who has so many strikeouts already, 5. 2 out, base is empty. If Salty reaches, Gomes would be next. We're getting what we expected so far. Real pitchers duel. Here it is. And he takes a little bit low, ball one. Three walks and 5 Ks for Scherzer. And his 1-0. Swinging a foul. Again got a piece of Avila. Oh. And the umpire puts his arm around him. Asks him if he's okay. Hit him on the mask and then the shoulder. He does have a shoulder pad there in the left shoulder. But he got him twice. Now the umpire walks the ball out to the mound to give Avila a breather here.
You know that jaw is still sore because that took a shot the other night in Detroit from David Ross. So once again, he's opening and closing his mouth.
He had concussive symptoms earlier this season. Here's the 1-1. Salty takes a strike over the outside edge, a changeup. 1-2. Do you see much difference in the pattern of Scherzer in this game?
Well, definitely, you saw the second time around, there were a few breaking balls. Last inning, this inning, he's come out again aggressive. I think the Sox have been aggressive, sort of taken out of this inning, really, with David offering that first pitch and getting out.
The 1-2, swinging a foul to the left of the plate, out of play.
I mean, when you get the first guy to swing at the first pitch, you come back and now you're aggressive. Again, Napoli was taken all the way, took a fastball down, and now you get into your at-bat, you're behind. So you get 2 outs on 4 pitches. So you come right back being aggressive with Salty again. You get an opportunity to get out of here in a quick one.
The wind has really picked up now, whipping out toward left. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him on a change down and away to retire the side. Half a dozen strikeouts for Scherzer. And so after 4, 0-0 on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And Clay Buchholz into the wind, his first pitch of the 5th. And it is down and away for ball 1. So this part of the order is going through for the second time against Clay. Iglesias also had a hit. But that was in the 3rd inning and nothing came of that. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Infante. He's taking, and that's across for a strike. He bluffed the bunt. Bogart's kind of sauntering toward home plate. He was not charging. He did not take him seriously. Tigers got their leadoff man on in the ball game. Torrey Hunter chopped a single off the glove of Bogarts. But then Buchholz got the next 3. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a foul tip off the catcher, Saltalamacchia. In the 2nd inning, Infante singled. They did not advance him. In the 3rd inning, Iglesias led off with a base hit, and they did not advance him. Buchholz had his best inning in the 4th inning when he got them 1-2-3. On a line drive to short and a couple of grounders. Working on a strikeout now. He delivers the 1-2. Swing fouled back. He got Infante lunging on a curveball. Lou, how would you gauge the caliber of that curveball? Because Clay talked about it being a necessity perhaps in this start after what he had seen from John Lackey.
Well, since he's come back, I thought that's been one of his better pitches. Tonight, a little bit inconsistent, leaving it up a little bit, locating it well, but just up maybe a little bit more than he would have liked.
The 1-2 to Infante, swinging a ground ball right at the shortstop. Friendly hop for Drew. He fires on and gets him. Infante retired 6-3, 1 man out.
Well, the best pitch for him so far tonight's been that cutter. I mean, he's been using it to righties, using it to lefties to miss barrels. The curveball, we'll see here if he can get going. Sometimes deeper into the games, you get a better feel for it. It is an important pitch for him. It has been since he's come back.
He'll take on Austin Jackson, a number 8 hitter who grounded out his first time up. Right back to the pitcher. A gentle trickler. Third baseman Bogarts moves in a bit, about even with the bag. And Buchholz home with the first pitch to Jackson. And that's taken outside, ball 1. Time of the road ahead. Brought to you by the Maine Office of Tourism. If a Game 7 is necessary, it's here tomorrow night. John Lackey against Verlander. The World Series begins on Wednesday in the American League City. The 1-0 pitch. That drifts down and in for a ball. A fastball at 89 and a count 2-0. A Dare to Be Scared October 25 and 26 at Fright at the Fort in Prospect, Maine. For more information, visit Maine.com. Bases clean, one down in the fifth, no score, and the pitch. Fastball drilled in for a strike. Now 2-1. Jackson admiring that one. Jackson just 5 for 23 against Clay in his career. Iglesias on deck. And the righty's 2-1. Swing line foul out of play to the right. That'll make it to the upper deck, the State Street Pavilion. 2-2.
I'll say this: his location's been pretty good here tonight. I mean, when he has missed, you could accuse him of maybe trying to be just fine because he's just missing. But he's been all over those corners.
Hasn't walked anybody. He has struck out 4. He's scattered 3 singles. Here comes the 2-2 to Jackson. Too high with a heater. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Clay now at 71 pitches, 49 for strikes. Both of these starters, Buchholz and Scherzer, noted for their strike throwing capability. Wind is blowing out toward left, so it is with the right-hand hitter. Buchholz a deep breath, now ready. Turns on the rubber, the 3-2 coming. He ran it in, and it's ball 4. He walked him. So Jackson is on with a walk. First one issued tonight by Clay.
Wouldn't be surprising to see them put Jackson in motion here. He's not a great base stealer. He was 8 of 12, but he is fast.
Are you ready for a Shaw's Wicked Awesome 3-day sale? You can pick up a 59-ounce Tropicana orange juice. Buy one, get one free. The limit is 1. Shaw's, of course, is the official supermarket of the Boston Red Sox radio network. Let's see if they do something here with Iglesias and Jackson. Jackson a runner as he digs out a lead. Jose singled his first time up. Toss over to first, a lob, and back in easily on the dive is Jackson. Red Sox nothing. Tigers nothing. 5th inning of Game 6. The Red Sox can win the American League pennant tonight. Bogarts playing right about the cut of the grass at third base. Here's the pitch. He's taking, and that's across for strike 1.
Well, I agree with you, Joe. You get into a good count here. I mean, Iggy now 4 for 11 in this series. He's shown pretty good bat control. He's had some really good at-bats. And for a team that doesn't maybe straight steal that often, you wonder with how he's handled the bat, if Jim Leland has some confidence to maybe put on a hit and run here with 1 out.
Iglesias did not play a couple of games early in the series so that they could play Peralta at shortstop and keep his bat in there. Throw over to first base, and again diving in is Jackson. He's 5 for 22 now in the postseason. Iglesias certainly made the catch of the series, didn't he, in Game 5 to rob Big Papi? That fly ball into left center field. He went about 130 feet to go get that thing. He also made the final out of the last game. The pitch, runner holding, swinging a ground ball up the middle. Pedroia has it, taps the bag, 1 on to first, and he got him. Double play. Beautifully done by Petey. He actually moved over to the shortstop side to get a good hop on it, and then quickly got back to second for the first out. A quick toss on to first base for the double play. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Red Sox nothing, Tigers nothing. On the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Xander Bogaerts took a well-earned walk in the 3rd inning. Had led off the frame. Jacoby Ellsbury then took ball 4, and it looked like the Red Sox were going to build a rally. But Shane Victorino popped up his bunt. Sacrifice bunt attempt. Caught on a nifty sliding stab by Scherzer, not far from home plate, just outside the batting circle. Made a very fine athletic play. That's not to be undersold. But Victorino popping up the bunt, that was deadly. Moments later, Pedroia, despite scalding a high fly deep down the left field line, it was proven on the review to be foul. Hit into a double play, and that was it for the Red Sox. Johnny Gomes leads it off now. Johnny struck out in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. And Scherzer, the native of St. Louis, delivers. And it's outside, low ball 1. Johnny 2 for 10 against Max Scherzer. He has struck out all 4 times he's faced him in the series. We are in the last of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Gomes. Swinging and a foul back, ricocheting off the mid of Avila. And moves the count to 1-1.
Well, if you're Johnny, you got to be thinking you got your last fastball you're going to see right there, 1-0. couldn't get on top of it. He's a steady diet of sliders, and he can only right now hope for a mistake, because if he locates down and away, he hasn't shown he can lay off it.
The 1-1 swing popped him up. Sky toward right, shallow. Out goes Infante. On comes Hunter. Hunter coming in, makes the catch. One-handed grab for the out. Does Max Scherzer make mistakes ever?
He's made two. You know, both to Pedroia. One was the single in the first, and the other one was foul. Those are two hanging sliders. And other than that, a couple of walks here and there, but he's once again been very, very sharp.
Always seems to make the big pitch when he has to in a key spot. Stephen Drew will climb in. Stephen struck out his first time up. And the pitch on the way from Scherzer. Check swing. That's in for strike one. It's probably this way with Stephen every time he comes up to bat. They might as well put 0-2 on the scoreboard.
He starts him off with a great changeup down and away. Either swinging through it or you're taking it for a strike.
0-1 swinging a high fly ball in the left, but not deep. Peralta's there and backs up a bit, makes the catch. 2 down. Stephen Drew continues to have an ugly postseason now. 3 for 34 and 1 for 19 in this series.
It's the first ball hit to Peralta, but he hasn't really been tested with anything out of the ordinary.
We invite you to follow every pitch this postseason live with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 mobile app for live baseball. That's available for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry 10, and Windows Phone 8. Here's Xander Bogaerts, and the pitch to Xander is a fastball low for ball one.
You know, I'm really starting to take this offense personal up here, guys. I'm not going to lie to you right now. One hit.
You should hear what we say when you leave the booth for a coffee. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Cut on and missed. He really attacked that one. 1-1. We know it's not you.
Well, you know I'm a superstitious guy.
I know, just a little bit.
We do not say the hits just keep on coming.
Wow.
1-1 on the way. That's a strike over the inside edge. He backed up a slider. So Max Scherzer a strike away from making it a 1-2-3 inning. 0-0 in the fifth. And a right-hander delivers. It's outside. Jacoby Ellsbury on deck, hopeful of batting in the inning. Xander hit 1 home run during the regular season. It was a mammoth clout, the 2-2. Outside and low with the slider. So he's run it full. I'll tell you what, Xander Bogaerts is making this guy work for the outs.
A lot of young hitters come up in this league are afraid to hit with 2 strikes. They don't want it to get there. They want to jump on one of the first 2-3 pitches. But with Xander, he looks extremely comfortable with 2 strikes, regardless of the outcome.
Scherzer fires the 3-2. Swinging a high fly ball left center field. This is drilled deep toward the 379 mark. Up and high off the wall and down onto the warning track. Bogaerts heading into second base there with a stand-up double. He hit that ball a ton high up off the monster to the left side of the 379 mark, not far from the Boston Strong logo out there. Just to the right of that. And if he had been able to nudge that just a bit more to the right, that ball is gone.
It's one of those things here with Fenway. He kind of sometimes takes away some home runs. It would have been interesting to see in a more traditional ballpark. This thing might have got out.
No, he hammered it. It was a fastball. He was ready for it.
So a long double for Bogaerts. The Red Sox, for the 3rd time in the game, have a runner as far as second base in a scoreless duel. And now a base hit by Ellsbury would deliver that lead that the Red Sox so desperately want here in Game 6. Jacoby has struck out looking and taken ball 4. He's had some good at-bats in the past against Max Scherzer. Here's the pitch. Swinging, there's a drive, rocketed in right, base hit. Here comes Bogaerts rounding third. Hunter up and gunning to the plate. He slides, he's safe. He's safe. The Red Sox lead it 1-0. An RBI single by Jacoby Ellsbury to right field. The play was not close at home plate. A 2-bounce throw to the dish. Bogaerts sliding in feet first, way ahead of that. And the Red Sox are in front 1-0.
No, I can't help but think Jacoby Ellsbury going to school a little bit. Last time he was up and you had some guys in scoring position, Scherzer comes out of the gate first pitch with an off speed. Change up to lefties, sliders to righties. That time, first pitch, man on second scoring position. First pitch, change up, and Jacoby sitting all over it.
And Lou, you can stay a while.
Thank you. Thank you, Jacoby. Making me feel better.
Not a good throw by Hunter.
That was not kind of a weak throw to the plate. Here's Shane Victorino now. Ellsbury at first. Throw over there. He's back in on his feet. He is dying to go. He is dying to run. Trying to get down into scoring position. Shane Victorino needs a hit in the worst way. 0 for 2. Popped up the bunt in the third inning. 2 for 23 in the series. Scherzer stretching. There goes Jacoby. The pitch, a strike. Here's the throw. The tag. He is out. Avila got him. Made a great throw down there to second base.
Guy's beat up, but still, he delivered a beautiful throw from Alex Avila. Great pick at second base as well.
That retires the side, but the Boston Red Sox have the lead. The Sox in front on the RBI single by Jacoby Ellsbury to drive in Xander Bogaerts. And at the end of 5 in Game 6, it's 1-0 Boston. On the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
All right, here's Torrey Hunter, who singled off the third baseman's glove and then hit a fly ball to left. Clay delivers, and the pitch is outside, ball 1. So the 21-year-old Bogaerts worked the walk with a very patient at bat. In the third inning, he was behind 0-2 and worked the walk, and then he hit a 3-2 pitch that almost went out right near the Boston strong sign in deep left center and scored the run in the 5th. The 1-0 pitch. Strike called. You know, as Jimmy Williams used to say about Nomar, he acts like he's been here before.
Well, even that at bat, he was 1-2, Joe. You know, and got it back to 3-2 and a fastball count and put the right swing on it.
1-1 to Hunter, who did not make a good throw to the plate. Surprising fielder didn't cut it off.
I'm surprised Ellsbury didn't go to second on the throw. Actually, wouldn't have to steal that back. It's a 0-0 game in the 5th. You know they're going to try to get a play at the plate.
That's a great point with that throw.
1-1, swing and a miss, off speed pitch away. Straight change.
That was a very poor throw by Hunter. That bounced a few times, and fielder looked like he was in Neverland on it.
Fielder looked like he was letting that ball go no matter what.
Yep.
It's a 1-1 game. It was hit hard. Give Torrey a shot at the plate. If you think there's a play at the plate, you make them cut it off and take that run. If you're Ellsbury, they don't cut it off. You're already standing on second.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And he takes it outside, 2-2. There's no question the Red Sox are a far superior defensive club to the Tigers. 2-2 to Hunter with Cabrera on deck, and then Fielder. Pitch count now at 78 for Clay. He rocks, kicks, and delivers, and the pitch runs inside, missed with a fastball. Not around his back knee.
You talk about shutdown innings, Joe. I mean, this is, top of the order here. Clay Buchholz is now in the 6th. He's at 79 pitches. The 6th inning is where it sort of fell apart on him in Game 2. Becomes a very important inning for him.
His payoff pitch to the leadoff hitter Hunter is inside. He walked him. And he should have one-out walk to Jackson on a similar pitch, a sinking fastball in the 5th. Now a leadoff walk to Hunter after his team has given him the lead, and he faces Cabrera, whom he's fanned twice. Once on a fastball, once off speed. But you hate to flirt with disaster with this guy.
Some action up there already. It's like Brandon Workman.
It is.
We talked about this on Game 2 and how he seemed to get in a lot of trouble first 3 or 4 hitters, and nobody was getting up. John Farrell doesn't wait around here today.
Second walk. Cabrera still batting second in the order as he started to do in Game 3. Clay to the set. His pitch. And runs high, ball 1.
I think the other thing that John Farrell's looking at, guys, is that fastball velocity. He's at 88, 89 now. And you can say location's preeminent, and it is, until you drop below 90 against Miguel Cabrera.
And I like this here. Juan Nieves now going up to talk to him. Remember in Game 2, It was a change-up shoulder height to Miguel Cabrera that he hit a bomb on. He got the cutter up to fielder. He got everything was up that inning. It just happened out of nowhere. Now he comes out first pitch to fielder after walking Cabrera in the first pitch fastball up. I mean, head height. So I like this little breather here, and also gets the guys in the bullpen a little bit closer to being ready if you need it.
In that 6th inning, he retired the first 2 men. Then Cabrera homered, fielder doubled, Victor doubled, Peralta lined out, and Avila homered. Leadoff man aboard here. Buchholz delivers the pitch. Check swing liner foul off the facade by the photographer's area. And that pitch was up and in.
Also at 89. Again, you're looking to pitch Cabrera away. That fastball leaks up and in. So now it's velocity and location.
Certainly cause for concern as Morales has joined Workman. They're both warming, 1-1 the count. Play set slowly and whirls and lobs it over to first. Hunter back standing. Should be doubtful they run with Cabrera up there. Fielder on deck.
You know, he's handled this part of the order so well. He struck out Cabrera twice. He's gotten fielder easily twice. He's gotten Victor twice.
But this is a 3-time batting champ. Here's the pitch. And it runs inside. Goes to 2-1.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking at his last hitter right here.
I think you're right. I think that's the point. John Farrell's facing a giant decision in this series right now.
Morales getting ready perhaps for fielder. Workman really warming with a purpose. And so is Franklin now. 2 balls and a strike to Cabrera. Buchholz at the belt. This will be his 84th pitch. Here it is. And he swings and fouls it to the backstop. A high cutter. Well, that was up in his eyes.
Boy, he's lucky. He's still in the middle of this at bat. That cutter started inner half, was pretty much middle and up. And he's lucky he's got another opportunity to throw another pitch to Miguel Cabrera.
That could have been disastrous. If he doesn't swing, it's a ball.
Well, he had better bring the pitch down.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1-0 Red Sox, but Hunter, who had a leadoff walk, is on at first, and a 2-2 count to Cabrera. He levels the bat. Buchholz gets the sign, comes to the set position at the belt. He rocks in his 2-2. Swing, hard ground ball, left field, base hit. Hunter stops at second. It gets to Gomes quickly. 2 men on, nobody out. He pulled that one hard, a low liner that hit on the grass and kicked on through the dirt surface into left. Another high pitch.
This was a fastball, shoulder height, inner half, which is exactly where they're trying to stay away from Cabrera. And now he's got nothing left.
That'll do it. Here comes John Farrell. No surprise at all. Well, it happened quickly, like he hit a wall.
Well, you got to wonder, it was 93 days off for him, and he came back and he was effective and gave you 4 starts in the regular season, giving you now his 3rd start in the postseason, and we've seen now 2 starts in a row. Buck just lose it and lose it quickly.
There he goes, 5 innings plus 2 batters, and Franklin Morales will come on for fielder. That may be all, we'll see, as we come your way on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. And the overdue fielder coming up. He's gone 17 straight postseason games without an RBI. Well, Morales certainly has great stuff, but he's got to harness it, and he hasn't always done that.
I think it's a great unknown. You know exactly what he's going to do right here and in this inning. He may be only called on to face 1 batter, depending on what John Farrell wants to do as far as Victor Martinez, a switch hitter on deck. But you really don't know when he's on and he's throwing strikes and he's throwing 95, he can be a very tough left-hander, but he can also be very wild.
Well, we've seen him dominate before. I mean, he's got the power fastball. It reminded me of Andrew Miller before it sort of clicked, right?
Right.
But unfortunately, coming in this situation, first and second, nobody else, the last thing you can do is is fall behind in a count, a walk, a wild pitch, a hit batsman. And right now, with Franklin, like you said, Dave, you just don't know.
2 men on and nobody out. Buchholz really lost it in a hurry after 5 outstanding innings. A walk and a line single by Cabrera. The velocity was down, the location was off, and so he has left, and Morales in a key spot. Left-hand batter against the left-hand pitcher. Here's the stretch, the kick and the pitch. And it's low, knocked down by Salty. Blocked it with his shin guard. It rolls up the third base line. No advance by the runners. 1 ball and no strikes. Buchholz can win it. He could lose it. He's responsible for the 2 men on. He leaves with a 1-0 lead. A key spot for Fielder, who's really felt the pressure in this postseason. In this series, he's 4 for 21, no RBIs. But he knocked in over 100 runs in the regular season. Here's the 1-0. Outside, ball 2. That was closer, but not a strike. And Victor on deck.
We say when a reliever comes in the game, the number 1 rule, the ability to throw strikes. Got to come in throwing strikes.
This 2-0 pitch, here it comes. Low and away, ball 3. And we notice he didn't throw strikes really warming up.
No, he did not.
3-0 to Fielder. The walk could load him up with nobody out. Might get Workman in the game. He really has not been close. Morales to the set. Here it is. And he missed low, ball 4. He short hopped the catcher. Another pitch that was very much outside the strike zone. The bases are loaded with nobody out. Victor due, and let's see what John Farrell decides to do here.
Well, I tell you, you missed that far away, 3-0, when you're just trying to put the ball down the middle. I find it hard to believe he's going to stick with him with the bases loaded.
Meeting at the mound with the catcher and Stephen Drew and Dustin Pedroia. Apparently they want Victor to bat right-handed unless John comes out. Now Workman's ready if he wants him. He's been up long enough. He's going to stick with Morales, it appears. Victor is a fly ball to right and line to short, batting left-handed. He hit .279 in the regular season right-handed. The infield is back, so they give up a run for double play ball.
You think he'll take a pitch?
I would say so.
3 men on and nobody out. 1-0 Red Sox, and their hottest hitter at the plate. Victor with 16 postseason hits. Here's the pitch, and it's low, ball 1. So he's missed with 5 in a row. And he really has not been close. Peralta to follow. Hunter at third, Cabrera at second, Fielder at first. Victor's a very selective hitter. Morales is ready. The 1-0. And he hits the inside edge with a strike. He threw him a breaking ball, and Victor didn't agree. Oh, I'm surprised he got that call.
Well, that was a gift. That curveball was down, but you know, when you can't find the fastball for a strike, you try something different. Maybe this can get him back into it a little bit.
All fastballs to Fielder. Now a 1-1 count to Victor. See what you mean about, I was talking to being a pitcher's umpire. Oof. Especially after you miss with 5 in a row. You don't usually get a call like that. 1-1. Franklin is ready. He delivers, and he bounced the breaking ball, knocked down by Salty. Two balls and a strike. Franklin missed much of the season with a back issue and a pectoral muscle issue. At times threw the ball very well. I like his power arm out of the pen, but right now he's not been accurate. 2 balls and a strike. Runners lead at first, second, and third with nobody out. Morales delivers, and it's swung on, a shot to deep left center field. Back by the wall. It hits off the wall. 2 runs have scored. Here goes Fielder to third. Victor holds with a long single, and the Tigers lead at 2-1. That came about 15 feet from going out between the Covidian sign and the Jimmy Fund sign. Victor Martinez with a 2-run double, and the Tigers take the lead, and that'll do it for Morales. The runs charged to Buchholz, and Workman will be coming out with runners at first and third and nobody out. Oh, he put a nice easy swing on it, and he hit a rocket. In many ballparks, that one might have gone out, but the wall at 37 feet held it. So Victor Martinez with his second and third RBIs of the series, and Morales leaving as Workman comes on. And the Tigers have runners at first and third with still nobody out. 2 runs home and a 2-1 lead. Here comes Workman to face Peralta with runners at first and third. Hunter and Cabrera scored easily on the double. They were off and moving when it was quite obvious the ball was going to hit the wall or go out. All right, here's the set with the infield and double play depth. The pitch. Swing, ground ball, pull foul into the Tiger dugout. Jim Leland grabs it on a hop. Gives it to a fan, 0-1. Now the Red Sox, unless the ball's hit to Bogarts or the pitcher, would likely give up the run to try to get a double play. With nobody out here. First 4 men have reached, 2 have scored. And Workman's 0-1. Swing, ground ball to second. Pedroia has it, and he looks, tags Victor. Now he's got the runner in a rundown. Here comes the throw to the plate to Salty. They've got Fielder off the bag, and he dives and he falls over Fielder and tags him out. They get a double play. Oh, the Red Sox executing an unusual double play as Pedroia did a great job. He grabbed the ball charging instead of looking at second and getting a 4-6-3 double play, which he would have had. Victor stopped. He ran at Victor and tagged him, and Fielder came about 2/3 of the way home, and Fielder then stopped and went back to third. And let's see if Salty's a little shaken up here as he fell over and on top of Fielder. An unusual 4-2 double play.
Well, a great play by Pedroia, but once again, we are starting to see the lack of athleticism, really, from the Detroit Tigers. Anybody with average speed or average athleticism at third base scores something that easy. Petey might give him a peek and then realize he has no shot at home, and then maybe turns the double play. Instead, with Fielder, the indecision at third base, he's running, looking at Pedroia, doesn't trust himself that he can make it, and turns that into a huge double play for the Red Sox.
Peralta took second on the throw home, and now he leaves to the pinch runner Kelly. Don Kelly running for Peralta, staying to play left. But why did Fielder stop? He was more than 2/3 of the way home.
I don't know. He takes off right away. I don't think Petey even attempts to play at home, and he turns a double play, and we're looking at a 3-1 game, bases empty. Instead, again, they got about 3 or 4 guys that would run into the same situation at third base. They just can't move.
So what an unusual double play. And, of course, most people have a double on the ball Victor hit anyway. And he was only at first because of the lack of
no
speed.
question. Should have been second and third. Victor can't score on a double at the top of the wall.
Don Kelly becomes the runner at second as a pinch runner.
And the batter is Avila, who struck out and grounded at third. So still 2-1 Detroit. The pitch is swung on and missed. Dropped by Salty. No advance. Salty bluffed him back to third, looked like he was going to throw, and then he chased him, and Fielder went down in a heap, and Salty fell over him and on top of him. But he seems to be okay. Both seem to be okay. Although Fielder may be a little embarrassed. Now the Red Sox get a break thanks to the very poor base running of the Tigers, and a smart play by Pedroia. 0-1 to Avila. 2 out. Tigers do lead 2-1 with a runner at second. And a bluff to second, and Kelly goes back. It's one of the most unusual double plays you'll ever see.
When you really think about it, it should have been second and third. Victor Martinez hits the ball at the top of the wall and gets a single. You know, and then Prince can't score on that ground ball. This becomes a huge at-bat to keep it at 2-1.
Petey, I think, was initially going to go for 6-3, wasn't he? Until he saw what Fielder was doing.
I mean, he just peeked up, probably couldn't believe his eyes, to be honest with you. Because that was slowly hit. He's in double play depth, and Prince gets an awful jump and then doesn't believe in himself to score.
0-1, here's the pitch, and Avila takes it up and away.
Oh, if you hold this inning to 2 runs,
oh, a gift.
You are somersaulting back to the dugout. You are overjoyed if you're the Red Sox.
Looks like Smiley getting loose.
They have activity in their
bullpen.
That's a long time for Scherzer to be sitting.
Love to get him out of the game after 5.
Yes.
Get to the underbelly of their bullpen.
1-1 the count. Here it comes, and he swings, and it's a bounding ball to deep first foul. Grabbed behind the bag by Napoli.
It was a fascinating moment there after Salty had tumbled over Fielder. They checked on him to see if he was okay. He came back to home plate. Avila greeted him because he was coming up to bat. And I think they were comparing notes on who was beat up more. I think Avila has the edge.
Wow. So the double play went 4-2.
Yeah, routine 4-2 double play.
That doesn't begin to describe it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Avila with Kelly at second, the pinch runner, and 2 down in the 6th. Workman trying to minimize the damage here. And the 1-2. Strike 3 call. Fastball over the outside corner. What a job by Brandon Workman with the help of some Tiger base running. But Workman gets 3 outs. One of them a gift, but he does the job. And so, after 5.5, the Tigers do lead it, but it's still 2-1 on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now the Red Sox have Victorino, Pedroia, and Ortiz scheduled here in the last of the 6th. They trail Scherzer and the Tigers now 2-1. They've had 3 hits. They've received 3 walks. Scherzer's fanned 6. He's thrown 76 pitches. Smiley is warming, perhaps thinking ahead to Ortiz, who's due up 3rd this inning. Victorino's had a tough time of it. He grounded to short, and then he did trying to bunt, a pop-up that the pitcher Scherzer came on to make a sliding catch. And now Scherzer on top of the hill, getting ready to face Victorino. Shane now 2 for 23 in the series, batting right-handed. And the first pitch is in there for a strike, worked him down and in with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Been a long time to sit for Scherzer.
Sure has.
2 pitching changes and a long top of the 6th. 2-1 Tigers. Here's the 0-1. Shane gets hit. He gets hit with a pitch. And the tying run is on. Right in the back. Took a changeup. He didn't mind that at all.
You kidding me? A changeup with some of the balls he's been hit with? He'll take that one all day long. No reason to get out of that one.
Now he just turned and took it actually the ribs, just below the left arm. So Victorino adds to his record total. And here comes Pedroia, who's had 2 pretty good swings. A line single to left field. His first time up on a hanging slider, and then he had a 3-run foul home run before grounding into a double play. Just missed the pole. Here's the pitch, and Petey takes the slider low and away, ball 1.
After that long sit, he's got to prove that he can throw strikes, doesn't he?
He sure does. Both fastballs now been, 92. The Victorino there, he humped up a little bit more, but good time to get him. Like you said, a couple of pitching changes, a long, long inning, and that's probably one of the reasons why Jim Leland's got a couple arms now warming up down the pen.
1-0 to Petey. Scherzer sets. Here's the pitch. And it's outside, ball 2. Victorino hit by pitches 6 times, adding to his single postseason record, and now 10 times in his postseason career, moves him 1 ahead of Alex Rodriguez for the record.
And Scherzer was shocked that last one was not a strike, because it was.
Well, he's hitting 2-0, and he has just missed with both of them.
See what he does here. Short lead for Shane. Here's the set by Scherzer. His 2-0. Pedroia takes outside. Missed with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 3-0.
A smart approach. And, He hit Shane with a changeup. He lost the feel on that.
It's been a good pitch for him, too.
Yeah, really.
David Ortiz on deck. Smiley getting ready in the bullpen. 3-0 to Pedroia. Scherzer sets, kicks and fires, and drops a strike in there. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Butterfield flashing the signs over to Victorino at first and to Pedroia.
See if he gets a heater that he can jump on.
He's had two very good swings tonight, as we said. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Scherzer kicks and fires, and it is low, ball 4. He missed with a fastball at 95, down and away. 2 men on, nobody out. And Ortiz coming up, and it's going to be Jeff Jones, the pitching coach, coming to the mound. So David coming up in a key spot. I was thinking about the fielder base running play. Reminded me of Jeff Suppan in the World Series. Remember that when he went back to third on when the Red Sox were conceding a run and they caught him?
Well, that's the unkindest cut.
Isn't
when
it?
You bring up Jeff Suppan. That
base running.
Gap, yeah.
In the 04 World Series in St. Louis. Well, that means that Scherzer's going to face Ortiz.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting move, Obi. Like you said before, with Smiley up last inning while Detroit was hitting. I mean, he's up, he's loose. If he's hot right now in the bullpen and David Ortiz is up and you don't bring him in, why is he up?
I agree. It was the same with Cope the other day when he was heated up in the 8th and 9th innings. The 8th inning, he did not face David Ortiz. I was sitting there going, well, why isn't Phil Cope pitching to David Ortiz? 2 for 18 against him.
I don't know who you're saving him for.
Yeah.
David walked on a 3-2 pitch in the first and swing at the first pitch, popped to the second baseman in shallow right. Now they keep all the infielders on the dirt. Iglesias is on the right side, but nobody back in the shotgun. And Scherzer ready. His pitch. David swings and fouls it to the left into the State Street Pavilion. Well, he had a good rip.
97.
Well, that was pretty much right down the middle. He's a little late on it. 2-5-0 for the Tigers. A run, 3 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. Victorino hit by a pitch at second. Ortiz at the plate. Pedroia who walked at first. 0-1 to count. Napoli on deck. Nobody out. Scherzer delivers. Swing, ground ball down the first baseline. Foul. Grabbed by fielder. Now the runners go back. 0-2.
It's the bottom of the 6th inning. I feel like we've played 14 innings.
Yes. The tension has been unbelievable, just as it was in Game 5, and really has been throughout the entire series with all the one-run wins.
It's been a classic.
And that sentiment's echoed by people who don't have a rooting interest, too. What a great series it's been. And who knows what's in store now. 2-1 Tigers. 2 on, nobody out. 0-2 to David. Scherzer sets up by his chin. Pauses. Now he deals. Outside, ran the fastball down and away at 97, so he's really amping it up here.
That's a good point. You say, he's sort of losing it. And then all of a sudden you see 97 from Max. His 86th pitch of the game.
David, 4 RBIs in the series, all on one swing. Scherzer is ready. And he bluffs and looks back to second. Nobody covering. Victorino goes to the bag. Now, Iglesias has gone to the left side of second with a count 1-2. He was over on the right side in the first pitch. Scherzer delivers. Swing, line drive, left field. Back goes Kelly toward the warning track, and he runs it down on the track for the out. Victorino retreats over by the American League East standings. He ran it down. Well, that defensive move paid off right there. Peralta didn't reach that ball.
No, he probably doesn't. And again, you're up 2-1, and with Peralta standing on second, Jim Leland makes that switch for defensive reasons, and it pays off here the following in.
Got it about a foot back on the track in left field, so 1 out.
However, even though it did pay off there, do you make a defensive switch in the 6th inning?
With a 1-run game.
With a 1-run game? At Fenway?
And a good hitter up.
Yeah.
You lose. Their hottest hitter other than Victor. All right, here comes Napoli. Grounded to short and struck out. 2 on, 1 out. Scherzer with a long set. Now he deals. Swinging a foul to the right out of play. Took a fastball on the first pitch last time, but that one he was ripping and fouled it back.
And a good one to hit, too. You know, with Knapp, so much of it is timing. Constant battle for him of getting that front foot down and being on time when he goes through slumps. We've seen him late. It's been a lot better lately. See if he can get it down in time here.
1 out, 2 on. 2-1 Tigers in the 6th. The 0-1 pitch coming to Mike Napoli. Here it is. And he takes it low, blocked in the dirt. Here goes the runner to third and the runner to second. No throw. Avila blocked it, but it rolled up past the right-hand batter's box, and heads-up base running Victorino took off instantly, and Pedroia did as well. And a wild pitch puts the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at second with 1 out.
Well, we have discussed this throughout this series. Red Sox athleticism could make a giant difference right now, and it did on this play.
Outstanding base running. This ball did not get far from Avila at all. And Victorino was off the minute this ball hit the dirt. Absolutely outstanding base running, and Pedroia to follow it up and get the second.
And Napoli hoping to make contact here. 1-1 to count. Infield back at second and short. In at first and third. The pitch. Foul to the right out of play. And obviously, first thing on Scherzer's mind here is strikeout.
They humped another one in 97. Well, the fans at Fenway were chanting Napoli. Napoli. They can hear that in the north end.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Victorino leading at third. Pedroia at second with 1 out. 2-1 Tigers. Scherzer sets. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Oh, he threw him a changeup.
Wow.
And he did not have a good swing at it. It was down and away. I don't think that was a pitch Mike was expecting in that case. Well, the bottom fell out of it.
No. Great pitch by Scherzer. I mean, if you're a right-hander, he's coming at you with 97 and sliders. So out of the hand, you see changeup. You don't pick up that slider spin. You think it's a heater. He gets Mike.
So 7 strikeouts for Scherzer, and here's Salty, who twice is fanned. Second and third, 2 out now. The Red Sox cannot score on an out. Infield moves back. Scherzer's thrown 91 pitches. He's ready. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Oh, he overmatched him there.
He's looked overmatched in his first 2 at-bats. Nothing close to a hit.
High fastballs away and a long swing. Two men out, 0-1 to Salty. Hit batsman, a walk, and a fly ball out, a wild pitch and a strikeout. And the 0-1 pitch upcoming. Here it is. Way outside, dropped by Avila, no advance. So it is 1-1.
83 mile-an-hour changeups, 97 mile-an-hour fastballs from Max Scherzer.
Tough combination. If you're Shane Victorino, you are being a little overly aggressive here at third base as well, looking for anything in the dirt.
1-1 to Saltalamacchia. Scherzer delivers. Swing and a pop-up. Playable for the third baseman of the shortstop. Iglesias calls and makes the catch on the dirt surface to retire the side. So the Red Sox threaten but do not score after 6. 2-1 Tigers on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. For the Tigers in the 7th, bottom third of the order, Infante, Jackson, and Iglesias do. 2-1 Detroit. Workman's thrown 6 pitches, 5 strikes with a scoreless inning to his credit. And the rookie delivers. The pitch is inside. But this rookie's done a great job, and Bogarts Another rookie drove in or scored the Red Sox run after he narrowly missed a home run with a shot high up the wall in left center. He scored an Ellsbury's hit in the 5th. The pitch. Check swinging a high fastball, and he didn't go. Joe West confirms 2-0. Joe was a little quicker that time. He'd have the plate if there's a game 7. So the Red Sox hope to avoid. Here comes the 2-1. And it's in there for strike.
Well, Workman's job right now is try to get a quick inning to get this team back into the dugout. Another opportunity. Put up a 0 here, get back in that dugout as quick as possible.
He's 2-1 to Infante, who takes a strike, sinking fastball over the inside corner, borderline pitch. Infante, single to right, and grounded to short. Here's the 2-2, and he checks on a breaking ball. It's low and away. Workman, the rookie out of the University of Texas. Come up as a starter. Was effective out of the pen later. His 4th postseason appearance. He's not allowed to run. The pitch, swinging a shot to center field. Just a routine fly ball, though, for Ellsbury, who hardly has to move. And he hauls it in, 1 out. Northeast Electrical Distributors, New England's #1 source for electrical products and services, invites contractors, industry, and facility managers to visit needco.com for a powerful online experience. That's Northeast Electric at needco.com. Austin Jackson up, grounded out 1-3 and drew a walk. Workman deals. The right-hand batter slices a foul behind the tarp first base side. Reslow and Tazawa warming.
I wonder if Tazawa was up there getting loose, possibly for that Miguel Cabrera matchup, who's a few hitters away.
The 0-1, foul tipped into the net and a high fastball.
Wow, that had something on it. 96.
High heater. 0-2 to Austin Jackson. Tigers lead 2-1 in the 7th. And the 0-2. Foul to the backstop.
They have lost one of their best hitters in Peralta in a 1-run game getting late.
Yeah, it is an interesting move. You bring it up. You do that early in this game. Early. And you get one more at bat, maybe even the 7th for Peralta.
Sure.
And take him out then. Instead, he goes to him right away.
The 0-2. Swinging another foul straight back on a 96-mile-an-hour heater. And it looks like Scherzer still got something left in the tank after 94 pitches.
We start seeing 96, 97, and much like we saw him in that last series coming out of the bullpen, he still showed a little something in the jam late.
Oh, that was a big-time effort out of the pen for him.
Here's the 0-2. Low and away. The biggest pitch was that changeup on 1-2 that fanned Napoli. It was nasty.
Napa looked back at that at bat as a couple missed opportunities. There was some fast balls that he had in position to hit before he got to that 1-2 count. Yeah.
Ball on 2 strikes to Jackson. Here it is. And he swings and lines one into right center, a base hit. Grabbed by Ellsbury, and Austin Jackson holds with a solid single. He hit another 96-mile-an-hour heater. He's really picked it up after all those strikeouts early. It's 5 hits in his last 8 at-bats with a couple of walks in there. Here comes Iglesias now with 1 on and 1 out. First hit allowed by Workman. Jose single to right and grounded into a 4-3 double play. The Pedroia fielded actually on the left side is second. Stepped on the bag and threw to first. Torrey Hunter on deck. Here's the throw to first. Jackson bag standing.
Same scenario last at bat for Iglesias, and we wondered if they'd put on a hit and run. Now you're up 2-1. Really good opportunity to do it here to continue to put pressure on the Red Sox.
Jackson, their fastest runner, was 8 of 12 in stolen base attempts in the regular season. He's got a decent lead. Bogart's in close at third. Here's the pitch. He doesn't go, and it's in there for a call strike. Fastball pretty much down the middle at 0-1. A hit by Jackson, the 6th for the Tigers. The Red Sox have had only 3 hits. Seventh inning, game 6 of the ALCS. Red Sox lead in games 3-2. The Tigers lead in game 6, 2-1. 1 on, 1 out, 7th inning. Workman at the belt, deals 0-1. Check swing, it's low and away. Torrey Hunter on deck, and then Cabrera. Both right-hand batters before you get to Fielder. Workman ready to deal 1-1. And he whirls, fires to first. They got him. He picked off Jackson. Workman fired a bullet over there. A quick pivot and a strong throw. And Napoli applied the tag to Jackson. Another base running blunder by the Tigers. Picked off.
Whether it was going to be a straight steal or a hit and run, Jackson, he caught him leaning. He caught him leaning bad. He was going on that pitch.
Yeah, he took a jab step toward second base. Workman fired over. Perfect throw. Napoli had it waiting for him. Tagged him on the arm. And the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball for a strike.
They are a bad base running team, aren't they? I mean, whether it's got the lack of speed or over aggressiveness, getting picked off on a hit and run possibly.
Here comes the 1-2. Swing ground ball off the pitcher's glove, and it's going to roll almost to a stop. It's an infield hit. Pedroia grabs it. An infield hit for Iglesias, who had 35 to lead the league in the regular season. That's a ball Pedroia grabs if Workman doesn't touch it, but he reached to his glove side for it and ticked off the webbing.
Tough for a pitcher to lay off of that. You know, it's just reaction. Ball comes back to you, try to glove it. Got enough of it to slow it down, but you're right. Petey probably in position. Even with Iglesias running well out of the box, probably a play he makes easy.
So here's Torrey Hunter, who started their 2-run rally in the 6th with a walk on a 3-2 pitch from Buchholz. He's also singled to deep short and hit a fly ball to left. All right, the pickoff looming even larger now. Here's the pitch, and he bunts. Left of the mound, Workman has it, drops it, and everybody's safe. Oh, he grabbed it with a bare hand, and then it fell out of his hand, and Hunter is aboard. They would have had him at first. It was not that great a bunt, too close to the mound. And Cabrera's coming up, and will we see Tazawa?
Just took his eye off on it. Got to catch it first. And just as the ball hit his fingers, he looked up to first base, took his eye off it, and that's all it needed.
Well, they teach the pitchers to plant the ball into the grass, grab it, plant it in the ground, gain control and throw, and he didn't do that.
Workman's inability to make 2 plays costing him here, and for the 3rd time in the series, John Farrell is going to Junichi Tazawa to retire Miguel Cabrera. So Tazawa on the hill after a couple of fielding miscues by Workman. One was ruled a hit. The bunt was ruled an error as he got it. Torrey Hunter got it close to the mound to the left side, and he bobbled it with his bare hand. So for Tazawa, his 8th appearance of the postseason, a 1.93 ERA. He's given up 5 hits and 1 run in 4 2/3 innings. So here we go again with a matchup between Tazawa and Cabrera. Miguel overall now 1 for 5 against Junichi.
Well, you just wonder if he can get him again with this matchup. I mean, I don't think there's any secrets. The question is, can he just execute? Fastballs away.
2 on, 2 out. Tazawa checks the runners. He fires and misses high, ball 1 through a high fastball. He went after him with the power both times. You're ready for Shaw's Wicked Awesome 3-day sale. Now's the perfect time to taste new crop Honey Crisp apples, just $1.49 a pound. Shaw's the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Iglesias at second, Hunter at first. So for the Tigers, decent speed for a change. Tazawa with a 1-0 pitch. Here it comes. Swing, ground ball up the middle, and Drew dives, has it, gets up, throws, got him! What a play! Stephen Drew saved the run. He actually got him by several feet at first, with Cabrera unable to run very well, but a diving stop by Stephen and a ground ball that appeared ticketed for center field, and he got up ever so quickly on his feet, and he fired a strike to first, and their threat goes by the boards as it is still 2-1 Detroit.
Outstanding play to keep the game right where it is.
Johnny Gomes, Stephen Drew, and Xander Bogaerts doing the last of the seventh against Scherzer. Now the Red Sox hitting a great defensive play by Drew to keep the deficit at 1 run after a couple of misplays by the pitcher Workman, who wound up with some pretty good numbers. An inning and 2/3, no runs, 2 hits, a strikeout. He picked the man off, and he prevented 2 inherited runners from scoring in a key spot. So here is Gomes, struck out and hit a fly ball to shallow right. Scherzer's thrown 94 pitches. He's fanned 7. He's walked 4 and he's hit 1. Given up only 3 hits though. He winds and delivers, and Johnny takes outside, ball 1. Hasn't thrown many sliders of late. He's been going fastball, fastball, fastball.
Mixed in a very good changeup as well, but a lot of fastballs, trying to get ahead here late in this game.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, and he drops that one in for a strike, a slider that time. Go. They have Smiley up, and they have Jose Veras, who's been tough with his 75-mile-an-hour curveball in this series. 1-1 to Gomes. The pitch. Swinging a pop-up foul, first base side. This will make the seats. 2 runs, 7 hits. No errors for the Tigers. They have left 6 and had a man picked off and had a man thrown out between third and home.
Max Scherzer has pitched a brilliant baseball game.
He really has. He's made big pitches when he needs to, and really the story of the game. You know, John, now with the victories, when you look at it, it's been Tazawa, Breslow, and Koji. The inability to get to those 3 guys, and the Morales, Workman bridge to get to there, just kind of couldn't get the job done. Particular Franklin Morales.
1-2, hit to left field, high and deep. Kelly back, looking up, off the top of the wall. Gomes on his way to second, and he's in there with a dive and a double. He missed a home run by inches, just below that red line. Oh, was that close?
Oh, I thought he had one, Joe.
He did too when he left the box.
Did he ever think he had one? He had to leg that thing out for the double, and you wonder. I'm sure a lot of people back home looking at it saying, no, the top of the wall by, what, 4 feet? You look at that game and you say, you know, Johnny Gomes has been struggling here against Max Scherzer all game long. You got a guy like Nava, an on-base machine. Do you pinch hit him, or do you go with the guy that just good things happen around him, right? You let him hit, and it's a double off the top of the wall.
It was 5 inches from leaving the ballpark. 5 inches, maybe.
No question about it. And here's Drew now, who certainly saved the Red Sox in the top of the 7th inning. In shortened up at first and third. The pitch outside, ball 1. At the very least, he'd like to hit a ground ball to the right side.
He has to. He can consider that a major victory on his side if he can get Johnny down to third base. He has to, though.
Well, he showed bunt the other day, down 0-1, couldn't get it down. And a lot of it has to do with being comfortable with bunting. If you're not comfortable with it, maybe you figure a better shot at just moving the runner with a ground ball to second.
Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul off the catcher's equipment, goes to the backstop. He struck out and flied to left. He's 1 for 19 in the series, 3 for 34 in the postseason, and overdue.
I kind of love to see him drop one down here.
Well, you wonder if you didn't want to buy him a fastball. Everybody maybe thinking he was going to bunt. Buy him that heater, 1-0, buy him another heater. But now that it's 1-1, you wonder if he doesn't want him to put one down here.
He didn't have a sacrifice bunt in the regular season. Gomes with the 1-2 pitch for a double at second. Scherzer delivers. He shows bunt, takes it low and away. He was trying to push that down to Cabrera at third. And now Avila goes out to visit the mound.
You know, it just can't be hard back to the pitcher. You can get it past that mound, you've got yourself a base hit with this infield. But he's just got to be looking to sacrifice himself here. Force Cabrera to pick it up.
Exactly. You push this bunt hard to Cabrera. Make him field it. But I like that call. You know, early on, hey, you're giving him an opportunity. He's made a great play at the end of the last inning, half inning. You're buying him a fastball, 1-0. He fouls it back. Now you go right to the bunt, maybe go right back to it.
2-1 the count. Gomes leading at second. Scherzer is ready. He delivers. He squares. Bunts and fouls it in the air. Foul into the seats. Not a good bunt.
The inability, Joe, to drop down bunts is really burning the Red Sox tonight. Victorino did earlier when he popped his bunt up. Now it's 2-2.
That was a thigh-high fastball.
We just lost the barrel. Barrel drops a little bit. And again, you're absolutely right, Obi. I mean, it's, you know, fundamental. Right? It's so important in the postseason. You think they're the more fundamentally sound team between these two teams, but the inability to get bunts down are costing them right now.
He's got to make contact here and at least roll over on one and ground one to the right side. 2-2 to Drew. Scherzer thinking strikeout. He sets, he kicks, he fires. Swing and a foul to the left side of the screen, out of play. Scherzer now with 103 pitches. Tigers 2, Red Sox 1. Gomes narrowly missing a home run. Doubling high off the wall here to open the last of the seventh. It's the Red Sox 4th hit. Drew, who saved at least a run with a diving stop of a Cabrera ground ball with 2 on and 2 out on the top of the inning, has a 2-2 count. Scherzer peers in, gets the sign. He's ready. He deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Threw a fastball by him, up and away. That's 8 strikeouts. Second time Drew has been punched out. And here's Bogaerts. He scored the Red Sox only run. He walked on a 3-2 pitch in the third after being behind 0-2. And then after being behind 1-2, he had a 3-2 pitch high off the wall in left center for a double and scored on an Ellsbury single in the fifth, the Red Sox only run.
Did 2 very good at-bats against Scherzer here so far. I'd like to see him keep this up.
He's not been over anxious. He's shown great discipline. Holmes at second. 1 out. Iglesias try to hold him close. Here's the pitch. And Xander takes low and away. Blocked by Avila as he missed with a slider in the dirt.
It was a piece in the New York Daily News today. I think Bill Madden wrote it, about how the Yankees have to look at the Red Sox and the Cardinals to rebuild and get back to prosperity. And one of the lead lines was, where is our Xander Bogaerts?
Well, unfortunately, you got every other team in the league saying the same thing.
The 21-year-old up there in a key spot once again. 1 ball, no strikes. Scherzer is ready. Holmes leads the pitch. Strike over the outside corner with a fastball at 93. This is the 7th inning, and he's at 106 pitches. He threw 108 pitches in game 2. Struck out 13 and said he was exhausted and left the game.
Well, in big situations, last inning we saw 97 from Max. That 0-1, that 1-0 fastball, 93.
L's on deck. The 1-1 pitch. Here it is. Xander takes the strike. He tried to check, but the pitch was in there. Another fastball at 94. Well, he's made some great pitches with men on base. Red Sox has stranded 4, including runners at second and third in the 6th. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Scherzer into the set position. Here's the 1-2. And he took a little bit low. Oh, was that close? Boy, he's got ice water in his veins.
That was back to 96.
You got an 0-2 at bat his first time. It walked ended up walking. Got to count 3-2 and walked. A 1-2 last time, got to the full count, double. 1-2 this time. Took another close pitch.
Here's the 2-2 pitch from Scherzer. Long pause, he deals. Outside.
What a great take.
Missed with a slider.
That was that tight slider.
I just don't think people really understand what kind of take that was. This guy's throwing 96 miles an hour, 2-2. People at Fenway are going nuts. You're in the ALCS in the bottom of the 7th. And you lay off that slider down and away, you just don't see that often.
The 21-year-old rookie.
You don't see that from a 30-year vet. 30-year-old guy's been in the league for 10 years.
3-2 the count. Does have first base open, but of course Bogarts represents the go-ahead run, and now Avila visits the mound. Ellsbury on deck. They had Smiley ready.
Well, here's the cat and mouse game now, because last time when you got it to 3-2, you threw a fastball. You just wanted to throw that strike. He laces a double off the top of the wall. Now you got another 3-2 count, but you do have the base open. Do you come back with the fastball, or do you try to see if you can get the kid to fish, and chase the pitch, which he hasn't really shown that he will?
Bogarts taking a little walk outside the box as Avila returns behind the plate.
I'd be surprised if this is a fastball. Xander's probably having the best at-bats off anyone in this lineup off of Max today.
Yes.
Scherzer is ready. Well, the 3-2 pitch. Here it is. And he missed outside, ball 4. He threw him a changeup, and another great take. That was close. 2 on, 1 out. And here's Ellsbury, and Jim Leland is coming out. He wants Smiley right now. So he's going to his bullpen with 1 out in the 7th inning. And Scherzer's been not only outstanding in terms of his power pitching, but his clutch pitching and the heart he has shown tonight. But he is gone after 110 pitches.
This is a break for the Red Sox, any way you cut it. To see Max Scherzer finally walk off the mound is a very, very big deal for the Red Sox.
So here is Smiley. They view him initially, or he was a starter, and they still look at him that way in the future. His 6th postseason appearance, no decisions, an ERA of 3. 1 out, 7th inning. Gomes the tying run at second. Bogarts the go-ahead run at first. Tall left-hander, 2nd year with the Tigers. Comes to the set position and delivers. And Els takes a strike. Got a 93-mile-an-hour fastball at the knees. Red Sox have been held to 4 hits. They've received 5 walks. All from Scherzer, who also hit a man. Nothing in 1 with the runners leading away. The 24-year-old left-hander deals and swinging a ground ball up the middle, and it's bobbled by Iglesias, and everybody's safe. Throw back to third safe. The ball was right behind the bag. It might have skidded the bag. Iglesias was there, and he couldn't come up with it. Second baseman was crossing over as well, and everybody's safe. Yeah, it did. It hit the bag. It hit the support of the second base bag. Iglesias had it in his glove momentarily, but couldn't hang on, and the bases are loaded for Victorino.
I don't know if it hit the bag or not. It may have, but he had it in his glove and then out, and they're going to charge him with an error.
Yeah, tough ball, shortstop, because you never want to anticipate it hitting the base. But whether it goes over, glances it, changes the hop, a lot of things going on. You need the crazy amount of concentration on that play, and it's almost like he was anticipating it hitting the bag, popping up, or whatever it might have been, took his eye off of it. But that's a big play.
Well, it's a spot. If you're John Farrell, Joe, you have to have given serious consideration to Daniel Nava. The way that Victorino has swung the bat here, but he's going to stick with him. He's going to bat him again, even though he has only 2 hits in the series.
He's 2 for 6 against Ferris, the veteran right-hander they got from Houston in a midseason trade.
A lot of this maybe he's hoping he gets hit by a pitch and ties the ball game.
He took 1 in the ribs last time, never moved. Runners lead at first, second, third. Infield in double play depth, although they could come home at first and third. Here's the pitch, and Shane takes a breaking ball for a strike. Slow curve after slow curve, 75 to 77 miles an hour for Veras.
You take another one of those broken bat hits that we saw in Tampa. We couldn't double them off.
Yes. Anything.
3 on, 1 out, 2-1 Tigers. Outfield straight away on Victorino. 0 for 2, a hit by pitch tonight. Here comes the 0-1. And he swings and grounds it hard and foul down the third base line. Another slow curve. So he's behind 0-2.
I'm not sure Red Sox Nation can take this for their collective blood pressure. Unbelievable.
This is where Veras really has to have confidence in Avila to block this baseball, because I'm sure the call would be, Vic is shown to be in swing mode with 2 strikes to bounce a curveball, but you got to trust your catcher with the bases loaded that he's going to block it.
Combs a very good base runner at third. 0-2 the count.
Are you looking at curve here?
Here it is. Swinging a high fly ball left field deep. Down the line toward the wall. Grand slam. Shane Victorino with a grand slam, and the Red Sox have the lead. 5-2 Boston. Victorino pumping his fist as he rounded first base. Hits home plate. Mobbed by his teammates. Shane Victorino with one swing of the bat turns his series around and gives the Red Sox a 5-2 lead, their second grand slam of this series.
Well, you talk about mistake. Like I said, he gets in swing mode with 2 strikes. If you're Veras, you absolutely have to bounce this curveball. Instead, it is a hanger, and the one pitch that Shane has shown he can handle is the hanging curveball, because he's jumping out after everything.
An 0-2 pitch and a grand slam, 5-2 Red Sox. 6 outs away from the World Series. Here's the pitch to Pedroia. Low and away, ball 1. Scherzer charged with 2 of the runs. And 1 to Smiley, an unearned run. And Victorino with an 0-2 pitch. His 3rd hit and 24 at-bats in this series. And now has 5 RBIs in this series, 8 in the postseason. The 1-0 to Petey. It's in there for a strike. He hit it between the light standard and the foul pole. That hung right over the heart of the plate.
He was sitting on a curveball, Joe. He knew it was coming. The Red Sox have been dazzled by that curveball until that moment. And Shane Victorino with a magical drive.
1-1 to Pedroia. They made the most of their 5 hits. The pitch, foul down the right side, out of play. Gomes with a long double. Bogarts with another great at bat, working that key walk, and then the error by Iglesias. And Victorino behind 0-2 at a high towering drive down the left field line. It ended up on the steps between the first 2 sections of the monster seats.
But you talked about it, right? Daniel Nava. John Farrell sticks with Victorino. He sticks with Johnny Gomes, who doubles to start the inning off. Sticks with his guys, and it pays off.
A 1-2. Swinging a foul to the backstop, but he stuck with Stephen Drew, made a great play to save maybe disaster in the top of the inning.
And he's really managed that way all season long.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's changed. Steady as she goes. That's John Farrell. And it has paid off in a big, big way. He relied on Shane Victorino. He had faith in him, and he hits a bomb.
His 7th postseason home run of his career, 38 postseason RBIs. 1-2 to Pedroia, who single grounded into a double play and walk after nearly hitting a 3-run homer that went foul. The pitch, swing and a miss, got him on a breaking ball. Petey struggled with Veras, but Veras gave up the bomb. And here comes David Ortiz.
This game is not over, Joe. Here comes Leland. But you should have seen the look. The Fox cameras had a camera shot of right fielder Torrey Hunter right before the first curveballs were thrown by Veras, and he had a look on his face like, I cannot believe that Iglesias did not turn 2 on that play.
And he's maybe getting his last shot at going to the World Series where he's never been.
That's right.
Well, Jim Leland has called for Phil Koch, who's sprinting into the bullpen, as is his custom, with 2 out. And 4 runs in and a 5-2 Red Sox lead with Ortiz due. And you've got to look at pulling Scherzer here. I mean, I know he gave up a double and a walk, but he's been so awesome this entire season, including the postseason, and his has such great heart. It was surprising in a way that he went to Smiley when he did with 1 out in the 7th inning. So here's Poppy, who's walked, popped to second, and flied to left. Red Sox up 5-2 on a grand slam by Shane Victorino with 1 out in the 7th inning.
The pressure is off me. At least we got some runs, guys. At least we got some runs.
A little more than that.
Here's the pitch, and it's in there for a call strike.
You don't have to leave, do you?
You know, let's just say, thank God I stuck around for the 7th, because if I was out of here in the 6th, then I would have taken it
You're
personally.
darn right. We're going to tie you down.
We hope to see you Wednesday night. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Still 6 outs to go. David backs out. Cope ready to deal and almost fell down trying to refrain from throwing. So Scherzer's on the hook. He's charged with 3 runs on 4 hits, 5 walks, a hit batsman, 8 strikeouts. He threw 110 pitches when he was lifted. Smiley charged with an unearned run, the only man he faced reaching on an error by Iglesias, the defensive whiz.
Really deserved better when you look at that final line from Scherzer. He was outstanding tonight.
Showed a lot of heart.
I'm sure he'll look at that 3-2 changeup on video and probably want it, after looking at it.
The 0-1 is a little bit low. Of course, Coke is on the roster for Ortiz, basically.
I think that pitch, that last one that Xander took, very, very debatable whether that was a ball or a strike.
I would agree.
He was probably shocked that Ayasagna, who has a big zone, did not call it a strike.
David 2 for 19 against Cope. And the 1-1. Swing, a hard shot, but right at the shortstop. Iglesias has this, though he goes down to his knees, gets up and throws him out to retire the side. But the Red Sox come up with 4 on the grand slam by Victorino. 3 of them earned. After 7 full, the Red Sox 5 and the Tigers 2 on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
There was a decision to be made there. There's no question. Daniel Nava was available. Had not played in the game. He could have pinch hit there. Now John Farrell decides he's going with Victorino. Man, did that pay off.
Well, John was true to form.
True to form. Exactly right. That's the way he's managed the 2013 Red Sox from Jump Street. Still some work to be done, though. Prince Fielder will step in as we go to the 8th inning. 5-2 Boston leading Detroit. Overshift to the right. The pitch to the lefty batter in there for a strike. Now Fielder has had a series to this point very similar to what Victorino had until this point. He's had a very, very tough time. He has not driven in a run in the series. 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. He went. Definitely went. They appeal to third base ump. He says, yep. That's a swinging strike and a fastball in. So you would think as Koji warms up that unless something happens, Breslow would be allowed to work the 8th inning and Koji the 9th. But John Farrell said before the game he would not hesitate to bring Uehara in the 8th inning as well. The 0-2. Swinging a ground ball sharply hit right side. Pedroia down for it. Up and now throwing. Got him at first base. Petey quickly sliding in the direction of first base. He was already pulled way over into the hole anyway. Made a nice stab on it. That was sharply hit. And that is out number 1 of the 8th. The State Street Corporation is proud to sponsor and host multiple community groups throughout the Red Sox season at the State Street Pavilion at Fenway, where corporate citizenship and volunteerism is a long-standing worldwide tradition. Now Victor Martinez will climb in. He'll bat right-handed. Victor ripped a 2-run double in the 6th inning that put the Tigers in the lead. The pitch that is in there for a called strike. That was off of Franklin Morales. That was a decision that did not work out for the Red Sox, but a good many of them have tonight. Don Kelly is on deck. Remember, they had to take Peralta out of the game. The 0-1 pitch, and that drifts in there for a called strike. Didn't have to take him out. Jim Leyland elected to take him out very early in the 6th inning and pulled one of his best hitters out of the game. That's something that Jim Leyland might have to answer for at the end of this series.
Plus, he's a left-hand batter. You got a lefty on the mound.
0-2 the count on Martinez. The base is empty in the 8th inning. 5-2 Sox. Here's the 0-2 home. Swing popped him up and foul back out of play toward the press box. Robin Thicke brings his 2014 Blurred Lines Tour to the Foxwoods Resort Casino Saturday, March 1st. For tickets, visit foxwoods.com or call 1-800-200-2882.
Red Sox 5th grand slam in the postseason. 2nd in this series.
It has been some series. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Strike 3. A cutter in under the hands. And that cuts down Victor Martinez. And maybe the last at bat for Victor against his old mates in this series.
Greg Breslow, another of the unsung heroes. No runs allowed now. 6 2/3 innings in postseason. And if it holds up, the win would go to Tazawa.
How about that?
For getting his buddy there, Cabrera.
Again on a ground ball to short.
He owns him.
Red Sox bullpen has been brilliant. It's been a decisive factor. Here's the pitch to Kelly. And that's inside for ball 1. That was a known commodity before this series, that the Red Sox had a big bullpen advantage. And man, has that paid off. At least to this point. Here into game 6. Here's the 1-0. And that's a strike on the inner edge at 90. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I don't think it was a double play ball that Iglesias didn't come up with. I think he would have had 1 out, but would have changed the complexion of the inning.
Here's the set by Breslow. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball right side. Pedroia has it down on the knee. Up and over. Got him. Side retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Tigers in the 8th inning. We move to the last half of the 8th. The Red Sox getting closer and closer to the World Series. Boston 5 and the Tigers 2 on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Red Sox were trailing 2-1 going to the bottom of that 7th inning. And it started off with a Johnny Gomes double. And again, a guy who had really scuffled against Max Scherzer. He had struck out his first 4 times against Scherzer in the series. He flied to right harmlessly in the 5th inning, but Johnny began it with a double. He started the uprising with a 2-base hit that almost got out of the ballpark. Another 5 inches over the top of that wall, it would have been gone. Drew struck out. He couldn't drop down a bunt and eventually fanned, so it didn't look like it was going to develop into a big inning. But then Xander Bogaerts did for the 3rd time tonight, which you have to be so impressed with. He worked the pitcher from trailing in the count to a big at bat. He took ball 4. Ellsbury then scalded a ball up the middle that Iglesias couldn't handle. It loaded him up, and then Victorino, who was allowed to bat for himself, crushed a grand slam. Here's Mike Napoli taking the first one up high for ball 1. We did see the replay several times on the ball at second base. It did not touch the bag, went right over it. But it might have been that Iglesias was anticipating it would. Here's a swing and a miss by Napoli. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Napoli has grounded a short and struck out twice. In any event, that was a key play in the game, the error by Iglesias. There were many here in the New England area who did not want to see him go anywhere because of his defense. There's a swing and a foul ball backward to count 1 and 2 on Napoli. And he made an absolutely brilliant play in Detroit.
It wasn't an easy play, but he did have it in the glove, and then it just fell out.
I think, Joe, he was thinking about maybe stepping toward the bag, fielding it, stepping toward the bag, and thinking about at least getting a forced play at second base. The 1-2 to Napoli. Cut on and miss. Down goes Mike. He is 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts tonight. I got to also think that if Koji comes on and nails this one down to put the Red Sox into the World Series, and certainly that's the plan right now, he's going to pitch the 9th inning, that he might have the votes to win the MVP in this series.
And it would be a safe situation unless the Red Sox score here, which of course they'd like to do to make it a little easier, a little more breathing room.
Ahead by 3 here in the last of the 8th. Here's Saltalamacchia. He's gone 0 for 3, 2 Ks and a pop to the shortstop. The pitch. Salty batting lefty, takes low ball 1. Well, every time our hometown team hits one off the left field wall, Walgreens will donate $100 to the Jimmy Fund. Walgreens at the corner of happy and healthy. Bottom of the 8th, game 6. Here's the 1-0. Waved at and missed by Salty.
Albuquerque ties a record, pitching in 6 games in this series.
Koch and Varys and Smiley have also pitched after Scherzer went 6 1/3. Scherzer was really brilliant. But the Red Sox get to their bullpen as they have the 1-1. Cut on and missed. That one disappeared down low. A slider. 1-2. The Boston Red Sox, who won the East and defeated Tampa Bay in the division series, are just 3 outs away from a trip to the World Series. And after last season and the nightmare of 2012, roll that one over a few times. Not done yet, though. The St. Louis Cardinals waiting to represent the National League. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes, strike 3, and that is out number 2. Back-to-back Ks of Napoli and Saltalamacchia. So 2 gone in the Sox 8th inning, and Johnny Gomes will stride up. The Red Sox win this game. They are going to be 6-0 this postseason when Johnny gets a start.
And you think about the little things in this game, what became big things, the base running blunders by Detroit and the base running of the Red Sox, such a difference in this series. And of course, the defense of the Red Sox has been so much better.
Red Sox have had a lot of advantages despite the great starting pitching by Detroit. First pitch to Gomes is cut on and missed. Johnny has gone 1 for 3 with a key double to begin the 7th inning rally. Eventually coming to the bat of Shane Victorino and a grand slam to put the Red Sox in the lead by 3 runs, and that's where we are here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-2 Boston. The pitch. Fastball outside. 1-1 the count.
The Tigers will be kicking themselves for what happened in the 7th inning. They scored 2 at first and third, nobody out, and ran themselves out of a big inning perhaps.
Prince Fielder, he'll have to answer for that play. The 1-1. Swing popped him up back behind the plate. The catcher Avila looking for room, but that's going to be on top of the netting behind the plate. And so the count moves to 1-2.
Another one of the unsung heroes, Brandon Workman, getting out of that jam.
You realize the Red Sox only have 5 hits tonight. Sox did not score until the 5th inning. Tigers didn't score until the 6th. But the Sox put up 4 in the 7th inning. Grandley. Albuquerque stares in, taking a sign from Avila. Bases empty, 2 down for the Red Sox. And the pitch. Swing, pop, foul over the top of the Sox dugout into the stands. On what could be a glorious, glorious night for the Boston Red Sox and their fans, they lead 5-2 in the last half of the 8th inning. In World Series Game 6, a win clinches the pennant. Albuquerque collects a sign. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Waved at and missed. And down he goes for strike 3. That's it for the Red Sox in the 8th. Koji is ready for the 9th. The Sox have 3 outs to get, and they go back to the World Series. Red Sox 5 and the Tigers 2 on the Shaw's WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. So here we are at the 9th inning of game number 6 of the American League Championship Series, and Koji Uehara is on to finish it up. Alex Avila, the first man in. He's gone 0 for 3. The lefty hitting catcher, who's been all beaten up in this series. First pitch on the way to him is taken for strike 1. He started him off with an 80-mile-an-hour split. Most of Fenway, all around the old ballpark, they are on their feet. 3 fielders stacked on the right side of second base in the shift. And the 0-1 pitch. Waved at and missed. That one disappeared. 0-2 on Avila. Avila, who suffered a crushing blow on the home plate collision. Very clean play, by the way, by David Ross in Detroit. Came back from a sprained knee to play tonight. Koji with an 0-2 home. Cut on and missed. He struck him out. 1 man gone in the 9th. Joe Castiglione has his wireless mic. And he is headed downstairs. Omar Infante will dig in next. Infante, who's gone 1 for 3 with a base hit. He's also grounded a short and fly to center. They're chanting MVP for Koji, who zips in the first one for strike 1, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Base is empty, 1 down here in the top of the 9th inning. 5-2 Boston. And the 0-1 pitch from Koji. Runs up to bunt. He drops it down. Koji in, up, over, got him. Two down in the 9th for the Tigers. Austin Jackson. All that separates the Red Sox from the 2013 World Series. 1 more out to get. Koji turns on the rubber and delivers, and it's in there for strike 1. He's thrown 6 pitches, all for strikes. When it's on the line, he's automatic. 5-2 Sox in the 9th. Jackson, a right-hand batter. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Drew behind the bag, and it's off his glove. And Jackson's going to be safe at first base. It's off the very bottom of the mitt. It would have been a spectacular play had he been able to scoop that and gun to get Jackson, who runs very well, and that'll be a base hit. And I know given the series that Steven has had, he would have loved to have made that play because he saved a big run earlier tonight with a great defensive play. So how ironic that the man coming up to bat could be the man to end this series and send the Red Sox to the World Series. It is Jose Iglesias, who is 2 for 3. The runner goes, and the pitch is in there for strike 1. A runner down to second. But 2 down here in the top of the 9th. The Sox an out away from the World Series. Everyone's standing here on Yawkey Way, and now Saltalamacchia up from behind home plate. He'll trot out to the hill. It has been an incredibly exciting American League Championship Series. I don't know who's going to rank it, but they're going to rank it high in the annals of Major League Baseball history. The Red Sox have never lost a Game 6 at Fenway. If they win this one, they're 6-0. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a foul back, and the count's 0-2. Koji takes a little stroll out to the right side of the mound. He dips down to the rosin bag. How fitting it would be that this series would end on a strikeout and send the Sox to the series. Here's the set by Koji. The 0-2 to Iglesias. Swung on and fouled back. Iglesias hangs in. A runner at second base, 2 down. We are in the top of the 9th inning. American League Championship Series Game 6. Koji once again dips down, touches the rosin bag. The right-hander from Japan looks in for a sign. Iglesias ready. Koji ready. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Hey, let's go to the World Series. The Red Sox have won the American League Championship. They have beaten the Tigers in a classic 6-game series, and Boston wins the pennant. The Red Sox pouring out of the dugout in the bullpen. They are mobbing Koji on the third base line. 5-2 the final, and the Sox are headed back to the World Series. They have won the American League Championship in 2013. And we'll see you Wednesday night. The World Series underway on Wednesday night here at Fenway Park against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Red Sox have won the American League Championship. Sox certainly did it in grand fashion. Grand slams will be a big part of the story. Tonight it was Shane Victorino. Of course, in Game 2, bringing the Red Sox back from the grave, it was David Ortiz. David Ortiz is carrying a giant cutout of the head of Johnny Gomes, wearing a helmet and goggles. I don't know where you get those things. They may be hot sellers. Let's go down to Joe Castiglione on the field. Joe?
All right, I'm down here by first base. And mob scene here on the mound. Some of the wives have come out to be with their husbands, and Red Sox wearing their American League Championship jerseys now. They've just been handed out, putting them on the field right around the pitcher's mound, and it's really a great scene here.
All right, with Shane Victorino and a very special guest. Shane, bases loaded in the 7th. You've got 2 for 23 at that point in the postseason in the series. What's going through your mind?
Too much emotions. Boston strong. You know, it's just one of those things. You know, when I came here, you know, people counted me out. People said I wasn't, you know, people said last year I was done. No, when I came here, there was rejubilation. There was something inside of me that said, I want to prove something. I want to prove that, you know what? That's the reason why I came here. Boston strong. Thank you again,
Shane. When you came here, how realistic did you think it was that this team could go to the World Series?
You know what, Ken? I've been there before. You know, day one spring training. There was something special about this team. You know, guys came with one mindset. I know it's been the last couple of years, been tough here. But you know what? We put that all behind us. As that song says, every little thing's going to be all right. We worked hard all spring training. We worked hard every day. We still got one more step. But you know what? We proved a lot of doubters. I proved a lot of doubters. And it's not about me. It's about this team. And these guys all pull together. They pull for each other. And that's what it's about.
Welcome, everyone, to MLB Tonight, presented by Bacardi Oakart, live inside Studio 42. It's Greg Hamsinger with my postseason pals, Harold Reynolds and Cliff Lloyd. We have a fall classic. It is set. The Tigers lose to the Boston Red Sox. They get it done thanks to the Flying Hawaiian. The Sox are back in the World Series.
The amazing thing is he really struggled in this series. He even went back to the left side of the plate.
Right.
And said, okay, let me see here. He's got an 0-2 breaking ball, and he's able to hit that ball over the monster, Cliff.
Well, it's trust in what you believe, man. I mean, you get 2 curveballs, you swing one, you hit it down the line, and all of a sudden, I don't know if he's sitting on curveball or not, but I would have bet he was. And if he was, he did what he was supposed to do with it.
Cliff, was he not the most unlikely guy to hit a grand slam in that situation? Earlier in the game, he's asked to bunt. He hasn't been productive at all. So they go up there and bunt. And then he bunts it in the air to Max Scherzer, yet he comes back. I saw him just release all of his frustrations as he rounded the bases.
As he should have. And you look at that, and it's always that guy. It's never the superstar, it seems like. It's always a guy who you don't expect to come through in that situation. And, you know, he hung a curveball. And you, as a big leaguer, you're supposed to do what he did to that ball.
You see the grand slams in the Red Sox franchise history. But the amazing thing to me is you look back on this series, they really had 3 hits that were the difference makers. Napoli's homer,
right.
Poppy's homer, and tonight with Victorino. Other than that, their offense stunk.
Yeah.
The whole series. You know, they never really got it going.
No, that wasn't the strength of the team.
No.
You're right.
But that bullpen, wow. And their pitching was phenomenal.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And in all the pregame shows that we did before and after every postseason game around this ALCS, Harold, the talk was, let's compare the bullpens. And if the series came down to that, the advantage would go to the Boston Red Sox. It was so apparent in this game. That was the difference between which team should go to the World Series.
No doubt. I mean, yeah, you look back and you see the Veras give up the grand slam. But I'm going to tell you what, that strike zone tonight, when Max Scherzer walked 5 guys, you sit back and go, hold it, timeout. There was a lot of pitches to Bogarts, the pitch late in the game, the innings, that kind of extended things for me, that gave them a chance. And I think the bullpen came in there squeezing too. You know, and so the Red Sox were able to take advantage of it.